podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the voice of the people. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling.
Hey,
every
Dad.
day I'm hustling.
This is Dollar.
Every day I'm hustling.
No matter what nobody say, man, Spirit, can't nobody fuck with me, man. You know, I can't be fucked with, you know.
Dollar D Beyonce Productions.
Whether you pay to see me win, or you pay to see me lose, you're gonna pay. Fuck it, the kids still gotta eat. I don't have to watch, you know, any footage of a fighter. I mean, because I'm Floyd Mayweather, everybody gotta watch me. I knew eventually I was gonna have to fight Oscar. I feel like he was straight up and down, no special effects.
BoxingVoice.com.
How can Canelo have the biggest deal? Your deal is for $300 million, and I made $350 million just in one fight. And you're fighting on the app.
BoxingVoice.com.
I'm a king, okay? I eat a feast. Every time I eat a feast. And when I get up from the table, I don't give a fuck who get the leftovers. At the end of the day, follow my green print.
Dollar D Beyonce Productions.
BoxingVoice.com.
What up? Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. I'm your host, Nesta Gibbs. Where all the real boxing fans at? We got a jam-packed weekend, all filled with tons of boxing. I mean, there's boxing on almost every single network, let's be real. And feels good. It feels good. Yeah, word. We got boxing everywhere, man. We're going to jump right into it. Solo Dolo, Scarface, No Manolo, flagship show, Ness GTO. Yes, sir. We're going to take it from the top as we have on June 19th, Juneteenth, one for Texas. One of the Charlo brothers, Jermall, in fact, will defend his WBO that he gained when Canelo Alvarez decided to take franchise status at 160 pounds. Charlo became a 160-pound WBC champion and has been so since then, and he'll be making yet another defense of that title in Houston, live on Showtime, in a 12-round fight with the nephew of legendary Juan Montiel, who, most notably was knocked out completely cold by Nonito Donaire, who, in retrospect, hey, not a bad thing when Donaire's ripping it up as an old-timer. He's shown that, he can turn the clock back, right? So, we got Jermall Charlo defending his WBC title against Juan Macias Montiel, right? Some shit like that. Look, he's in this fight because he allegedly beat Kirkland. I don't know how that means anything in 2021 or the 20th century, but this is who it is. And we hope that Charlo makes a statement and shows that this guy doesn't belong in the ring with him, right? Montiel has definitely suffered some losses already. So there is a blueprint on how to get it done. The biggest win on his career is obviously the Kirkland. So it's safe to say that he may not be ready for this particular task, but it is a title shot, and everybody gets up for a title shot, right? You want to fight your best. It's your opportunity to bring that title home, to make history. So it's always going to be a dangerous fight for the champion Jermall Charlo, even though he will be criticized for this fight. it's a lose-lose situation, really, right? Like, if he looks bad, it's bad. And, if he doesn't do it quick, it's bad. If this guy goes 12, it's probably bad. If this guy hangs in there or is competitive, it's probably bad. So, I don't know, man. Jermall, unlike his brother Jermall, allowing the selection of these types of opponents to be approved by him, has given the fans reason to talk some mess about Jermall. No one's really interested in this fight with Juan Montiel. Hopefully he can show out and make a name for himself on this day. But again, that would just be bad for Jermall. On the undercard, we have Angelo Leo, the former world champion in the WBO. He lost his belt to Stephen Fulton, and he's right back at it versus Aaron Almadeda. And, I don't know Aaron. But I know Leo, and I figured, hey, might as well put this on there. Everybody was excited when he won his belt versus Tremaine Williams. He gave a great effort with Stephen Fulton. And, here he is right back at it, jumping in the saddle after losing to Fulton. And, trying to get back in the win column. Featherweight division, we were talking to Dylan Price, who's a couple of divisions below, but we were telling him how, from 115 to 122, pretty much starting to get a little bit popular. So on the undercard of that, we also have Isaac Cruz Gonzalez versus Francisco Vargas. Now, how this wasn't the co-main event, I don't know, but it's a damn good opener. Very good opener. I really like Isaac Cruz. And Francisco Vargas, maybe some don't think he should be back. I know he had a very tough fight for him with Burchell. But, yeah, man, that's going to be a fun little scrap. Isaac is a big puncher. He's an all-action fighter. And Francisco Vargas, I mean, come on. Can he really not be in a fight? Like, he's always drug into these wars. And that's exactly what Isaac is going to want, without a doubt. And that's what television wants. They picked Francisco Vargas for a reason. Isaac should batter him pretty well. So, yeah, taking it from the top. The Houston card on Showtime, Saturday night, June 19th. Jermall Charlo, I'll pick him for the win to defend his WBC middleweight title. Angelo Leo, I'll pick him to get the win. And Isaac Cruz, I'll pick him. Out of the three, I'll pick Cruz to get the stoppage. So moving forward to Las Vegas, Sin City, live on ESPN and ESPN Plus around the world. Naoya Inoue versus Michael Dasmarinas for the IBF and the WBA bantamweight title. Actually, I'm going to hold off on this card and see if Mario jumps on. He's allegedly jumping on here in a bit. He had to do an interview for print with a fighter. So I'll move on to DAZN, giving Mario some time since he's big on the lower weight classes. June 19th in El Paso, Texas, live on DAZN, Jaime Munguia takes on, once upon a time, Gennady Golovkin, alleged opponent. Someone that he should or could have faced Not should. Should is the bad word. Could have faced. Could have faced. So Jaime will step in with Camille Szeremeta. I'm pretty sure the fight with Gennady never happened, right? But I'll Google it, make sure Camille is undefeated, which I believe he is. Okay, he has that one. Damn, he did fight Gennady. Okay, so they're giving him Jaime right off of a loss. Sheesh. All right. Well, sucks for Camille, but at least you get a fight. You know, you get back on TV and you get another opportunity to, feed your family. That's how not memorable that fight was. I forgot Gennady fought him. I thought there was just talks. I didn't actually remember it happening. And that was in the Hard Rock Casino in Hollywood. Wow. Okay. Gennady defended the IBF and the IBO, and he put Szeremeta down once in rounds 1, 2, 4, and 7. Damn, that boy Golovkin got that power. Still knocking dudes down. So Szeremeta gets an opportunity to get back in the win column, or at least show that, he's not done. And he gets in there with Jaime Munguia. I'm going to pick Munguia for the win. He's being trained by Eric Morales. He's got a lot going from there. Some upside. He is a bit sloppy, but he's out here actively punching people's lips off, man, and, or ears or something. I know he took some sort of a piece of someone his last fight. And that's something you can't, joke around with. The boy obviously got power. A little bit raw, but that's what Eric Morales is there for, to sharpen him up. And I look forward to seeing do they do that. I know that this has been also an opponent mentioned for Gennady and Canelo throughout the last couple of years, right? They've been trying to put Jaime in there with the likes of Gennady or Canelo. So interesting to see how well he does, and whether or not those Gennady and those, Canelo Alvarez names keep getting thrown around for a Jaime Munguia. Obviously, by winning, he does that. If he can win, and he can win in fashion, the networks, they wouldn't mind doing it. All Mexican affair. Even Munguia, Gennady would be a good fight for them. So, interesting little matchup, to see where Munguia's at, because, he hasn't been the best, right? He's had tight fights with Dennis Hogan and others. So this is not a bad fight for him. He's still developing, even though he was a champion once upon a time. This dude's still developing, and it's evident. He's showing you that, every time out, that he still has some learning to do. And this is a good fight to further that learning, to continue to build on that. So I'm going to pick Munguia, though. Szeremeta is going to have to make me a believer, and I don't know that he can do that. So yeah, I'll ride with Jaime Munguia. The money is behind Jaime. They want big fights with Jaime. Szeremeta was always just a mandatory, and that's how he became popular in the boxing world, because he was Gennady's mandatory. So, he got spoke about for a good 8 months while Gennady, negotiated that. Brandon hitting me straight up on the phone. Send the link, champ. All right. So we're going to have Sebastian Fundora on in a little bit, and we're going to be sending him the link to the live so he could join us. Hopefully he knows English, because there's no Doomitron here to do that. But Yeah, man, we're live. We're talking boxing. We talked about the Showtime card, and now we're touching on the DAZN boxing card. We stopped off on Kamel Szeremeta, who's going to be in a 12-round fight with Jaime Munguia. I'm picking Munguia for sure. This will be in El Paso, Texas. On the undercard, we got Bektamir Melikuziev versus Gabriel Rosado. And, Melikuziev, he's obviously, faced about two people in his life. Rosado will be the most accomplished or toughest opponent of his career. And look, I don't know that Rosado can upset him, but it's worth putting a couple dollars on Rosado at a plus 600 and 800 on some of these websites. On mybookie.ag, on mybookie.ag, where you can use code BETTBV, he's a plus 600. $50 on that gives you $300. And this dude, Melikuziev, he went 12 rounds. Excuse me. He went 10 rounds with Vaughn Alexander. And Vaughn ain't Gabriel Rosado. That's just the bottom line. We can leave it right there. Vaughn is no Gabe Rosado. I don't know that he has a chance. I mean, yes, he has a chance. Yes, he has a chance. That's exactly what I'm saying. I mean, I'm definitely saying Rosado has a chance to beat Melikuziev. He went 10 with Vaughn. Vaughn's been in prison his whole life. He just got out, and all he did was lose. Like, of course. Gabe is durable. And at the very least, you can bet on the decision. Even if you pick Melikuziev, you can bet on the decision. I don't think that Gabe gets stopped. Gabe's been in with punches. They had to throw in a towel on Gabe with Gennady. Gennady could not stop him. Peter Quillen dropped him like 6 times? He could not stop him. Or was that Endam he dropped 6 times? But he still dropped Rosado too. He could not stop him. Like, nah. Big Nick, we picking the fights. You see, you guys are very fickle. If we talk headlines, you say, oh, what's wrong with TBV? You only want to talk casual news when we got all these fights. It's fights all week. And now we only talking fights and you want casual news. Man, get your fucking ass out of here, man. How about that? You dudes are too hard to please, man. Bunch of fucking crybabies. Do you want to talk boxing or not? If you want to talk a specific topic, won't you call in and talk that topic? I'm going to talk about these fights. These dudes been working hard to get on television, So, yeah, Team Batman, he got 4 stoppage defeats. But how long ago was that? I don't even got BoxRec pulled up. I bet you check, he got stopped by who? Like Angulo when he used to work at Home Depot, dog? He ain't been stopped since he turned to a fucking full-time fighter. Like, Jacobs ain't stop him. Gennady team, the father threw in the towel for Rosado. Rosado trainer threw in a towel. You know what I'm saying? So who the fuck is the bully stopping? Who he stopped? He couldn't stop Vaughn Alexander. Fake ass name. He ain't no bully. And y'all gonna see that. Y'all gonna be so mad. Y'all gonna be like, damn, Ness, you was right. And again, I'm not saying Rosado's winning, but I bet you Rosado brings this dude and his hype down to earth. Rosado got an educated jab, and he knows his way around a block, man. Melikuziev, he got 7 fights, 6 knockouts. 2 biggest name is Clay Carler, the MMA dude, and Vaughn, a dude in prison all his life. Rosado's the first fighter he gonna fight, and even that, even Rosado doesn't have a declared amateur. Learned on the job. Was a part-time fighter. Like, they are definitely matchmaking your boy Beck real good. Real good. Definitely a bad matchup for Gabe. Gar, I agree. And yes, Gabe is my boy. But it's more than him being my boy because, you know, in boxing, he's my boy. That don't mean I'm his boy. You know what I'm saying? You ain't my boy if you don't pick up my calls when I call. Don't call me 3 days later. I'm not saying that's Gabe. I'm just saying that's what boxers do. Boxers don't answer your calls the way your true boys answer your calls. So, you know, I say he my boy tongue in cheek. I'm rooting for him is really what that means, you know? But my boys answer my calls, you know, my boys, you know, we do shit for each other that speaks for itself. But we got the return of eBay, but not eBay. We got eBay Zamora versus Marlon Esparza. Now, maybe her name is pronounced Ebeth since it's a female. But she's going to be taking on Marlon Esparza for Zamora's WBC Women's Flyweight title. This is a title fight, and it's on the undercard. And also a good fight. I'm excited about this fight. Blair Cobbs, woo! The most exciting welterweight in boxing is stepping up his level of a competition, and he's going to be fighting Big Bad Brad Solomon. Yes, sir. Common opponent with Virgil Ortiz and others. So shout out to Blair Cobbs stepping it up and about to put it, you know, his skills on the line to a test. You know what I'm saying? Because this is a common opponent for sure. This will be a barometer. We got what repping with a super chat that says, did Rosado and Blair parlay 2020 to win 168? There you go. There you go. You know, Blair should get that win. It's all about can Rosado do it. We got a super chat here from Jaguar Paul that says, shout out to Jermall fighting the Horchata man. I see him every Sunday. Great guy. Yeah, you know, Montiel ain't getting no love until he upsets somebody.
Till he upsets nobody.
That's crazy. That's your Mexican brethren. Why you ain't
Bruh.
like, what?
The same reason why you would not pick
He got
Fortuna.
pedigree, man. He got pedigree, bro. His uncle is Juan Montiel.
I mean, that's great. And Juan Montiel was, I mean, an incredible fighter, but wait, you said Juan Montiel.
Ain't it the dude that got knocked out by Donaire?
That's Fernando
Montiel. That's right.
Fernando Montiel.
That's his uncle, man. So that means he got that pedigree. It's in his blood. He's
to get
a
knocked
fighter.
out. Damn, that was mess, bro. I shouldn't have said that. You know what? That was a fucking low blow. You know what? That was a dirtbag shit thing that I just said. I'm sorry.
What did you
Apologize.
say?
I don't want to bring that energy. You know what? You're right. Listen, everybody's hating on this fight. I don't blame them necessarily, but at the same time, in a week that has a bunch of fights, you know, you pick and choose, and you know, Jermall said earlier today, or it might have been at the presser, I can't remember. You know, I'm gonna keep fighting these fights until I can land a Canelo or Triple G, and that's the issue. It's like, for everything you want to say about this opponent, you know, he would jump at the chance to fight a Triple G. You know, we know that that's the case. So, while it sucks to have this opponent, and I do feel like he is beneath the caliber of a Charlo, I also don't fully blame Charlo. You know what I mean? It's a tough situation to be in.
For sure. It is, man, but at the same time, he's got to put his foot down. It's just the bottom line. You know, his brother's having a fantastic last couple of years while, you know, you're stuck in this bum of the month club run.
Do you think that weighs on him? Like, do you think that's like a thing that he's like?
Nah. These dudes are rich, man. They're millionaires. They don't give a fuck about. Bro, listen. How could you care that you're getting paid crazy amount of money to fight someone that you know can't beat you?
Yeah, I mean,
like you.
I do
it's
understand
like you.
that. But
Look at you. You're more than willing to give Showkid the rematch because you know you're gonna beat him, and you think you can do better than the last time.
Absolutely.
There you
Absolutely,
go.
100%. I think, though,
Now
that's
imagine
the
you was
part of
getting
it.
paid for that though. Why would you be saying no?
Listen,
why
you're
would you be
absolutely
saying,
right.
nah, Ness, don't give me Show Kid. I want Marvin. Like what?
Okay. You want me to be honest right now? You want me to be honest? I was not hot. That's the wrong word. I was absolutely jealous when Francis won his fight. I was absolutely jealous that I was the other co-host that lost, and that's how people saw it, because there's a competitive nature. Listen, if we were plumbers, if we were maybe not lawyers, because they do have
I
wins
get
and
you,
losses.
Mario.
If I was a plumber or a construction, you know what I mean? It's all about the money. But the fact that they're boxers and the fact that they're twin brothers and one of them is about to possibly
Mario.
undispute, I think that does probably weigh on the other brother.
It
and by the
does.
way, we've seen the beef start to pop off a little bit over the last couple years, year and a half.
Listen, I agree with you, but I'm just saying, using you again as an example, you just got your win and you feel fabulous.
Amazing.
That's why you're not saying you want Marvin next.
But do you know why I feel?
No, it don't matter.
fabulous?
It don't matter
It does matter. It does matter.
No,
I feel bad.
You know you
because
can't
I did it
listen.
in front of 300
You
people at the
know-
biggest border
listen,
wars to
don't-
ever happen. There was drinks. There were women. There
Mario.
were people. I felt like a prize
And
fighter.
that's fine.
How much is Jermall gonna feel like the big show is on him? You know,
Bro,
I
it's
think.
based around him. How can he not feel that? That's what I'm saying. Like the shame we feel for him, he doesn't feel. He's looking at it like Al gave me a main event on June 19th. He helped me create a new boxing holiday, and he gave me a dude that he knows I can beat. So there's no way I'm gonna fail. This man loves me, and he paid me, and it's on TV.
And it's the year that June 19th has been made into a federal holiday.
I mean,
so
dog,
it like
come on,
kind of
man.
adds to
Like,
it.
He's not listening to y'all. His bank account says another story. His house says another story. His gymnasium attached to his house is the size, if not double the size of most of our homes. Like, they don't care what we got to say. He don't care that you don't care that Montiel is a good opponent. He said it. I didn't even know he said it. You jumped on him and educate. I didn't know he said, I'm going to keep fighting these type of guys till I get them. That's
what he said.
insane.
So I'm gonna keep fighting fights like these until I land a Triple G and Canelo, because that's the case.
That's
Like
crazy.
again, this is the point. It would be different if we're talking about, you know, like Tank and Ryan, or we're talking about like Gamboa and Juanma, where they were in situations where the fights were good for them, but you know there was like hesitancy. This is not Crawford and Spence, right? Jermall is 100% willing to fight Triple G, 100% willing to fight Canelo, and that's where it goes for me. You're absolutely right. He is well off. He's set. He doesn't give a shit. He is living the best life that, you know, what, less than 5% of the of America probably has ever experienced. But ultimately, these are competitors. These are champions. These are prize fighters. So while money is the key component, there is also glory on the line. And I don't think he feels the same kind of glory in this kind of fight that he did with J-Rock, that he did with even Derevyanchenko. You know, and think about that for a second. You went from, you know, putting on your first pay-per-view with your brother, and it was this huge moment, you know, a landmark moment in your career with Derevyanchenko, and now it feels like a step backwards. And that's the only thing I'm saying. I'm not saying he cares about the fans and what they have to say and the negative stuff, and he shouldn't. But to assess the situation and to be honest with yourself, this is a backward step. This is not a side step. And I think he has to feel some type of way about it. Whether that clogs his brain, I doubt, but it's still there.
So I get you on the backward step if we're talking solely opposition. But as an overall event, it's not a backward step. It's another because it's showing other non-main eventers that Jermall is a main eventer. It's showing Canelo and Gennady that his team believes in him as a main event, and it's a possible dance partner for one of those guys. He could be on someone undercard, but they continue to market him as his own man. He's doing his own show. This isn't him and his brother. It's him alone. He's the main event. So, yeah, I don't think this is a backward step because, again, Al created a new holiday for him. He showed that he believes in Jermall by giving him a main event. This is no longer with, remember, the last 2 fights have been with the brother. This is alone.
Yeah.
He's separate here.
Wait, do we have a guest?
Yes, we are supposed to have Sebastian Fundora on.
Sebastian's on.
Sebastian, how you doing?
It's blurry.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh,
doing?
Hey,
great.
Sebastian, how you doing,
I
man?
thought
Sorry,
I
it
was
was a
gonna-
little blurry.
Yeah,
I couldn't tell
Can
for
you
sure.
can you turn your phone sideways and it won't and it'll it'll take the blur off. Bam. Yeah, you gotta take the rotation lock off. So we're joined here with the burning. Is it the burning inferno or the tower? What is it? I mean,
The Towering Inferno.
the tower
Sebastian
inferno.
Alexander
Okay.
Fundora, 17-0 with 1 draw, 12 knockouts. From
There you
West
go.
Palm Beach, Florida, originally, currently resides in Coachella, California. 23-year-old southpaw, 6'5" and a
6'5".
half.
Wow.
Yo, that's
That's
crazy.
I just met a 6'5", 154-pounder. I don't know if you've ever gotten a chance to spar someone by the name of Leon Lawson.
Nah, I don't know who that guy is.
You're gonna meet him. He fights the day after Jermall Charlo and Castano. Lubin and Jason Rosario on the undercard of Tank. He fights the day after on that Sunday, and he's fighting your opponent. So you got it. The reason I'm telling you is because I know once he's on television that Sunday, they're gonna reference you because you're the only other 6'5", 154-pounder, and he is evidently the other 6'5".
Is he a southpaw?
You know, I can't. I gotta go look at my footage.
remember?
I did record him doing some work, so I gotta look at my footage. He's trained by Kevin Cunningham, and he's fighting Nathan Gallimore, someone you faced. I don't know
Someone,
if you remember Gallimore, right?
Yeah, a couple fights ago. Yeah.
Cool. So you're with Samson Lewickovic. Tell us how that came about. We know that Samson always finds, fantastic talent like Pacquiao, Benavidez, and obviously yourself. How'd you link up with Samson?
We're close friends. So he gave us a chance to fight on one of his cards, and we showed that we can do something in the sport. And from there, history is made.
So you met him in America or abroad somewhere?
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah, met him over here.
All right. And you also have a sister that fights. She just made her pro debut. No? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Damn, Sebastian,
Good. I think it was.
don't be so dry, champ. Give me
Fine,
something.
fine.
Are you able to hear us well? Maybe it's the
Yeah,
no speakers. I mean, no headphones.
the audio was like off.
Yeah, it's because you don't have any headphones. It's kind of looping back in. But
It'll be better. I got some headphones.
yeah, it would be way better.
That would probably help.
Yeah, you
big
would
time.
understand us.
Yeah, so
once again-
just a couple things so far. Sebastian Fundora, who is 17-0 with 12 knockouts, recently fought Jorge Cota, who is somebody who's been in the ring with a lot of great fighters. And in that fight, Sebastian scored a TKO in the 4th round, and that was back on May 1st at the Dignity Health Sports in Carson. And if you remember, that was the Omar Figueroa, Abel Ramos, Chris Arreola, Andy Ruiz pay-per-view. And before that, he did fight in December against Habib Ahmed, who was 27-1 at AT&T in Arlington. And as Ness mentioned before, Nathaniel Gallimore, which was a pretty big fight during COVID. It was one of the bigger fights that we were looking forward to at a time when, a lot of people weren't fighting. So he's on quite a streak right now. Really upping the
Didn't he beat Jamonte
competition.
Clark too?
He did, yeah. He did beat Clark and Daniel Lewis after that, who was 6-0, and Hector Zaveda, who was 17-0, and Donnie Marshall, who was 10-0. Sebastian has been taking a lot of people's O's over the past couple years, and so yeah, definitely you're in a very good place, Sebastian. What is it? How does it feel on this roll? You know, this momentum. What's it like?
It's good. Yeah, this is what we train for. We train hard for the victory every single time, and that's what we get.
Does that kind of confidence carry over to each fight? I mean, obviously, you know, you have to kind of leave, you know, what you did and then move on. That's the nature of the game. But beating guys like Gallimore and Ahmed and Kota in a row, I mean, does that kind of does that momentum carry for you? Do you take that with you?
Of course. These names that we're fighting, they're pretty big in the division we're in, and it makes my confidence it boosts up my confidence for every fight. So,
what do you walk around at, real quick? What weight do you walk around at, if you don't mind?
Around 160. Nothing crazy.
Wow, you carry the weight so well.
168, 160.
No, 158, 160.
Yeah.
That's your walk around?
Yeah, I walk it this way. That's why I make weight every single time. You won't see me miss weight.
Yo, you carry the weight.
Why don't you go down to welterweight then? I mean, I know that sounds crazy, but in theory, if you're walking around at 158 and you're fighting at 154, you're fighting bigger men. I mean, obviously you're taller than them, but weight-wise,
you have fought at 147 before, correct?
Never fought at 147.
Really?
I'm comfortable at 154. I'm gonna stay at 154. It's not a problem for me to make weight. I'm comfortable at this weight. I'm this weight. 147 is not a question for me.
Awesome.
Definitely. Just asking, man. I mean, wow, 158. That's only like 4 pounds.
Yeah.
Above. So like on fight night, you don't even gain 15 pounds then, right?
Nope. On fight night, I'll weigh 161. Wow. That's the most I'll be weighing.
Wow. So you can pretty much stay here your whole career, you think?
As long as my body will let me. You know, I could move up. I could just shoot up weight. Eventually, when I grow up, I get fill in or something like that. But for now, I'm gonna fight at 154.
Yeah,
I have to believe you're gonna get there one day. I mean, because you're so young 23. Still. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's only 23. It makes sense. In a little bit, maybe. That's amazing. Wow. Congrats, man. Congrats. So, how are you dealing with the anticipation? Is there any for you knowing that like you're on, or you're with a promoter in a network that has all the belts essentially, and eventually you are like at the door of becoming the world champion?
No, this is I think we're at a great pace, and the place where I'm at right now is where I deserve to be because I work hard for what I have, and I'm gonna continue to work hard and when I get it, I'm gonna continue to work hard after that because you know we're always growing, and if you want to keep growing, you have to keep training and keep your head in the game and focus on everything you have.
So
go ahead.
I was just gonna say it's blurred out because that's the way that the application works to blur your background. But it looks like you have all your medals behind you and your belts.
Belts, yeah.
From the amateurs, is that what's behind you?
That's actually my sister's. That's my sister's. All that stuff back there is my sister's. Probably the only two things I have back here is the gloves and the 2 medals I got from the last 2 eliminators. But most of that's my sister. Wow. She's the real deal.
Well, let's talk to her. No, I'm just kidding. No, listen, you obviously have a lot of, stuff going for you. I'm sure you have a room full of medals and stuff back there. What are the things at this point? Because you've only fought 17 or 18 times, I guess. You're still not just young, but you're young in your career. But you've already beaten guys like Cota. You've beaten guys like Higgins. You've beaten guys, like Clark,
Gallimore.
Yes. I mean, it's already here. What's left on the checklist? I mean, because I don't imagine you would say like, oh, I'm ready to step in tomorrow with the top dog. But at the same time, I can't imagine what's left on that checklist for you.
A former world champion. He needs a former world champion.
Okay, that's a good point. Sure.
Oh yeah, a former world champion or to become world champion myself. That's the ultimate goal.
So you want to skip it, huh? You want to go straight to like do you see yourself fighting the champion, or do you think like after Castano and Charlo that the belts will be vacant? Like maybe Jermall moves up or something.
Yeah, whatever the promoters have, PBC has lined up for us. If we're fighting the champion, there's no better way to win the champion than to win the belt than fighting the champion himself. But if they vacate the belts and we have to fight for a vacated belt, that's fine too. Either way, we're still gonna become champion.
Have you been watching Jermall his last couple of fights?
Nah, not really. We'll see the highlights and stuff like that, but we just focus on what we have and what we're working on in our path.
Are you a fan of boxing? Do you watch it normally, or?
I watch the people I know. Say like Benavidez, I'll watch Benavidez. I'll watch I guess the fighters I like, the heavyweights, Deontay Wilder or Fury, something like that. That's what I like.
Who you picking in that fight? They just had their press conference Tuesday.
I'm gonna go with Fury. Wilder. I went with Wilder last time. Everybody was surprised with that. Wilder's looking a lot more sharp, but I think Fury has his ticket now. It'll probably work again. But who knows? Who knows? Wilder's coming in sharper, so who really knows?
Yeah. So, excuse me. I have some questions from the people. Let me pull those up. First one's coming from San Antonio, Texas. James Valdez says, first off, congratulations on impressive win, champ. Second, thank you for coming on the Boxing Voice Radio and engaging with us boxing fans. My question, if it were up to you, name your next 3 opponents. Politics aside, up to you. Who does Sebastian want?
Well, we have our next opponent lined up already. Sergio, what's his name? Garcia. Sergio Garcia.
Oh, wow.
So that's one. And then the next two after that, I guess whoever has the belts, This division's always flip-flopping. So this is going to be probably another eliminator. So we'll see who has the belts. We're fighting all these eliminators. We're going to have to fight for the belt eventually.
Sebastian, are you on like Wi-Fi or something? And if not, can you get on it? Because sometimes it's going to like in and out. That being said, I love that fight. Your promoter sent out a press release saying that fight is signed, sealed. The only thing, we don't know where it's going to be. Do you know what television, what network, what card it'll be on? And we lost them.
Hello? You hear me?
We hear you
There
now.
you go. Yeah, he got a call.
Yeah. I think it's PBC. Or most likely it's 100% PBC. But
you don't have a date yet, though, right?
Scheduled, but what's that?
You don't have a date yet, right?
We don't have a date. But it's for sure PBC. Hopefully I am the headliner. So that'll be nice.
Wow. With Sergio, you think?
I hope so. It's a big fight. So
now, did you watch his last fight, Sergio Garcia? He's pretty good, bro.
Yeah, we're pretty good too. That's why we're fighting him.
Obviously, you're good. I know that. But what did you think of him and his last performance Let me double check who he fought. Not
It was
the-
against Gregory Trinell.
Nah,
was his last fight, and then he fought Pablo Mendoza. Before that, he fought.
No. The two biggest ones for him obviously was Rabchenko and Cheeseman. He upset Cheeseman.
Yeah, Rabchenko.
He upset Cheeseman, then he got the win over Rabchenko. Did you see any of those two?
Nah, I never watch tapes about the other fighters. I just do what I need to do, and it always comes out. I cover all my bases, whether he's gonna box on the inside, box on the outside, and it always works for me. You know, it always works for me. So that's what we're gonna do for this guy too.
Now, this will be the tallest fighter you fought, I think. He's 5'11", basically 5'11 and a half. He even put the half, so he wants every bit of his. Does that matter?
Nope. Height's not a problem for me. Height is not a problem for me. We're obviously way taller than him, so I guess until we fight a guy that's 7 feet or let's say 6'8", we'll start thinking about the height. But for now, it's not a problem.
For sure. Tell me, how is it for you in sparring? I guess because you're such a name at this point, is it easy to get sparring? Or
that's what I was wondering.
In the beginning, being so tall but so light, like, did you have to find yourself just sparring heavier people because they were the taller men? How was it coming up? Because I know now you're a name. You probably just pay for sparring and come into your gym. But, like, when you first started, it couldn't have been easy.
No, it's always been easy, actually. It's always been easy. Yeah, especially through the pandemic, everybody's been saying that they've been having hard times and stuff. I have a gym in my backyard, so we're bringing the sparring. It's never been a problem with bringing the sparring. People always want to work with us. People are always trying to work. The people that we have around in our team, they always want to work. They have the same mentality as us, and they're ready to work. So,
is that where you hold camp?
Yep, in my house.
And what is that like? I mean, I imagine the comfort makes it, it's like a two-way street. Like, you could get too comfortable, but at the same time, it could also help you to alleviate the stress, right?
Yeah, but my life is boxing. We sleep, we eat, we train. That's all we do. That's all we do. My life is a camp.
You sound very militant, man. I'm very intrigued.
Yeah.
We have another one here from Mr. Adore who says, "Hope you're well, champ. It looks like you've sparred Israel Masvidal recently. What are your thoughts on him as a fighter, and do you see yourself facing him in the future?"
He's a cool guy, only like 3 rounds. It wasn't that much of anything, so he's a good guy. That's all I can say. He's a good guy.
But is he a good fighter? I mean, there's a lot of people that talk about hype train stuff, and
Mario, that smirk sounds like he put some paws on him.
He put some paws on him. Is that what happened, Sebastian? You do that?
Like I said, I can't talk about sparring because then people get mad and stuff like that. But he's a good guy. He's a good guy. Very nice.
Nice. That's what's up.
I think you're being nice.
Yeah, shout out to you, man, for giving him some work. We got Rue in a 504 New Orleans who says, "Do you plan?" Well, you just made that clear, but I'll say it anyway. Do you plan to move up in weight in the future? You kind of answered that already.
Yeah. Well, if my body lets me, I can't even go past 165, 170. So we'll see.
We got Coach Myers in Connecticut that says, "With undisputed at 154 pounds around the corner, if Charlo wins and vacates all the titles, do you have plans to move towards a certain belt or have plans to try and fight for one of those vacant titles?"
Whatever they have planned for me. Whatever they planned for me. So we fought a WBA eliminator, we fought a WBC eliminator, so probably one of those 2 belts.
But you prefer the green belt over the black belt, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, the green one's the nicest.
We got 40 Thief that says, "Top 3 favorite fighters to watch all time. Wishing much success to you." So your favorite top 3 fighters to watch all time, active or inactive?
I like Juan Manuel Marquez because he's a strong fighter. I like Gennady because he's another strong fighter. And
Great
one
picks.
of these fighters that Canelo's doing.
Yo, you said that so casually. One of these other fighters, Canelo.
No, I like that Canelo guy. You ever heard of him?
Oh man, we lost him. He got bad service. Where is he in
Throws a
Arizona?
little bit.
Is he in Arizona?
There we go.
You're in Arizona? Where are you?
California.
Oh,
California, Coachella, correct?
Coachella. Man,
Yes,
they got
sir.
terrible.
You ever been? You ever been to Coachella?
Who, me?
No, Sebastian.
Sebastian?
To the
I
music
live in
festival.
Coachella.
No, I meant the music festival. I mean,
Nah, I don't have time for it. I don't
no,
have time for it.
That's
ain't have time for that.
Jesus.
You a champ, man. You a champ.
Bro, you're so focused. Wow, man. I didn't even know you were like this. I don't got time for that.
Is that like your upbringing? Is your parents strict, or are you just so focused on boxing?
It's maybe it's a mixture of everything. My parents aren't really strict like that, but they always implanted in my brain to focus on work and to see things all the way through. And that's what we do. Work, keep working, and once you start working, you die. So that's that.
Yo, we got Emmanuel who says, well, you just answered this. Do you foresee yourself moving upper divisions, even heavyweight? Again, I guess if your body allows
heavyweight.
it.
Yo, what are they trying to do to my man?
if my body lets me, I feel like I have the power to do like 6 or 5 different divisions. So
Wow.
we'll see. We'll see.
That's
if
what's up.
the weight comes on, we'll see.
That would be cool.
Let me see. We got another one here from Young Tigre that says, Bud continues not to fight the top 147-pound fighters. What are your thoughts on that? Bud meaning Terrence Bud Crawford.
Actually, a couple of my friends were talking about this today. I don't think it's that he doesn't want to fight these fighters. Of course, he wants to fight them. The Pacquiao, the Spence, Ugas. But it's the promotion. Everybody wants a piece of the pie, and they're not giving him a share. And that's the thing, He's a big name, too. He's one of the pound for pounds, too. So we'll see if they ever get to an agreement like Fury and Wilder. But right now, we don't have anything.
All right. Next one is from B-Lo in Phoenix, Arizona. He says, thanks for coming on. Excuse me. He says, Phoenix, Arizona. He says, thanks for taking the time to come on the Boxing Voice. How old were you when you started boxing, champ? And how did you get the nickname? Also, keep up the good work. You're definitely exciting to watch.
I started competing at 8 years old, but I always been boxing my whole life. My father was a fighter. My brother was a fighter. My mom was a fighter.
Wow.
We're all fighters. The whole family is full of fighters. So, I've been boxing my whole life. But the nickname, it came from my promoter. He mentioned about some movie back in the 80s or something like that. And it just fit, our style. I think we're pretty explosive. We bring the fight to people and the height. So Towering Inferno, if it's perfect.
So you've never seen Towering Inferno?
Nah, I haven't even seen the remake, the Skyscraper, I think.
Oh, yeah, I never saw that one. But I did see the Towering Inferno. It's a good movie. You should check it out one day.
Just taught me, son. I didn't even know that was the remake.
I didn't.
It sounds like it. It seems like it, at least.
I think the basic plot is pretty much like the same.
Yeah.
So, how many amateur fights did you have?
So much. I don't even remember.
It was that
we used
many?
To fight, we used to fight like 2 or 3 times every weekend. So
do you have
8?
Constant.
Do you have any national wins? Like national championship wins?
Not anything like my sister got all that, like the Junior Olympics and stuff like that. I saw my sister; she got all that stuff. But I would make it to the finals and then get robbed and stuff. That's we got tired of it. At 16, I decided I wasn't going to fight amateur no more, and we just focused on the pros.
So 8 years in amateurs.
At 16, you decided you were not going to be an amateur no more?
I mean, we turned pro at 18. We did turn pro at 18, but those 2 years were just focusing on getting stronger and getting ready for the professionals.
Was it because did you feel like you had a pro style? Like, was that what it was, or?
It just, you fight so much times, and you get robbed so much times, it kind of like
It just stings.
you get tired of it. You know, the favoritism and stuff.
Of course.
You get tired of it.
All right, we
Yeah,
got
I
another
can
one
imagine.
from I hope I'm right here. Houston. Brandon says, "What's up, Sebastian? Thanks for coming on the show. When you rewatched your fight with Coda, were you happy with the distance you chose to fight? I asked that because you fought that whole fight almost inside."
What's that again? Say it again.
So he asked, when you rewatched your fight with Jose Cota, were you happy with the distance you chose to fight in? And he asked specifically because you fought very close on the inside.
Yeah. Well, Cota wanted a war, and the fans wanted a war, so we gave him a war. You know, that's exactly what they wanted. So we gave him
Damn.
it, and we
I
brought
love
to
it.
him. We brought to him. He said he was gonna come run us over, teach us a lesson since we're a young fighter, and well, he didn't get to do that. And I felt like every round we took easy. We got hit a couple rounds in that fight, but or a couple times in that fight. But it's boxing. It's boxing, especially from that close of a range. You know, it's gonna happen. But none of the punches were effective, and we did our thing, and we got the stoppage.
Sebastian,
Is it important
man,
for you? Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I'm falling in love with this guy. I never knew that you had
I
this
love it.
sort of person. I actually was ready to conduct this interview like as a translator. For whatever reason, I thought you needed a translator because you're with Samson. 99% of his fighters are like Latin American that can't speak English. I'm over here brushing up my Spanish like, Sebastian, ¿cómo está? You know what I'm saying? And you speak English and you're like fun, man. So I thank you for the interview.
But you are Mexican American, correct? Right?
Yes.
Is it important for you to kind of embody the idea of what a Mexican fighter is? Like you said, oh, we wanted to go to war. We went to war. You gave the fans a show. Is that important for you?
You know, not to embody it. I just think that's who I am. You know, they have a lot of Mexican fighters.
Said.
They have a lot of Mexican fighters that are boxers now. Look at Valdez.
Absolutely.
He bucks the hell out of Burchett. Burchett's the fighter that goes forward and bangs and stuff like that and hits people hard. But yeah, Canelo. Canelo's more of a boxer now too. He's a counter puncher. So we're just there to fight. We're there to entertain the fighter. We're the fans, and that's what we do. It just so happens that we're Mexican and we like to find the inside. So I guess it fits the stereotype, but we just do our thing. The way we fight is the way Sebastian Fundora fights.
You know, you mentioned Juan Manuel Marquez as one of your favorite fighters, and okay, I don't mean this from like the way y'all fight, like the way you look, but you remind me of him in the sense that you're multifaceted. You know, Marquez was a guy who could counterpunch, but he was also a guy who could get into a dog fight. You know, he was a dude who could do both, and you can do that. Like you obviously have the attributes to fight on the outside, but you showcased you know, not just heart, but the ability, the actual skill to do it on the inside. And you didn't back down. And, you know, those are my favorite fighters, the guys that are not just one dimensional. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Who's
yeah.
your trainer?
Thank you. My trainer?
Yes.
My father, Freddie Fundora.
Oh, okay. Has he ever made you watch Paul Williams tape or no?
I watched a couple Paul Williams fights,
really?
But no, not really. No, we don't watch it. I'm not like let's do some homework on him or anything like that. No.
Not a fan of that style?
Not that I'm not a fan. It's just I feel like my style is like completely different from everyone else. It's just a whole different thing of boxing, you know?
Oh, definitely. I think part of it's based on like the way you're built, you know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like you could do things that fighters your size don't typically do. You know, whether they can or can't isn't the question. It's like what works for them. But you know, you've been able to showcase, like I said, multifaceted skills.
I guess traditionally people see a tall guy like yourself and they want to say, oh, keep your opponent at the end of your punches.
At the end of your jab,
Use your height. Use your range. You know, control the distance. Do you think if the time came, you could show us those attributes and you're just choosing to fight the way that you're fighting because you're getting the job done? Or like, I don't know. I just want to know, can you get on your toes and box if you had to? Can you turn into Tyson Fury if needed to?
Of course. If that's what the fight needs to be. You know, this next guy that we're fighting, he's a boxer. So if he lets us box, then we'll make it a boxing match. But if he's gonna come in there like Cota and try to bang, we're gonna sit there and we're gonna sit in the pocket and we're gonna bang with him. Because I'm gonna show you that I could beat you in both the games.
He's Earl Spence, man. He's gonna beat you at your own game. I love it. We got a big casual that says, "What up, champ? Which one of these former champions would you face next if you could choose? Tony Harrison, Jason Rosario, or Jarrett Hurd?"
I want them all. It's just, you know, the PBC, whoever they line me up with, you know, they all been fighting. They all had a fight recently, or this Jason Rosario is fighting next month or this month, next week, whatever, something like that.
Yeah.
But we'll see whatever they have planned for me, you know, because I never get to shoot. I never get to make the shots or call the shots or anything like that. So we'll see. I'll gladly fight all of them.
Let me ask you, as far as Sergio Garcia is concerned, because you fought in many different places, right? But for him, he's mostly fought in Spain. I think he has like one fight where he fought in the UK or something like that. I might be wrong, but is that a like a not like a bad thing, but like, do you think that's something that is going to hold him back, or is that an advantage of yours that you know you've competed in world stages, different places, and he's kind of always had that hometown feel, and maybe not having that is going to hurt him at some point?
You know, I don't think that should matter.
Okay.
I don't think that should matter. He's a professional fighter. I expect 100% from him when he comes here to fight us here in America. Even if we were to fight him in Spain, I need him to come 100% because it is professionals, and if you don't take this sport seriously, you can really get hurt. So
that was tongue in cheek, right? Like that was tongue in cheek, or you would be literally willing to face him in Spain?
If that's what happened, I would do it. I don't have a problem. I'll go to his hometown and I'll beat him in his hometown. But this is where the fight is going to be here in America, so we'll see. We'll see. Well, he better bring in his 100%. That's all. You know, because we're coming to fight and we're coming to win.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, Sebastian. If if Samson can get you this fight in America, they love you, man. The networks like you, and so does Al, because Sergio, he's known to us. We're hardcores. You know, I watched the Ted Cheeseman fight, which was a UK matchroom fight. So, like, you know, you got to be a hardcore to know Sergio. You know, you've been fighting. Like, you're giving him an opportunity. Honestly, you're more popular, I would say, internationally because you fight in America. Or I could be wrong, though. You know, we got a few more for you before you run out of time. We got Victor Banuelos, who says, the fact that you walk around at 158, 160, does that mean that you can eat tacos de asada during camp? Bro, you literally hit a bar and enjoy beer and still make weight comfortably. No, he doesn't do any of that bad stuff, right?
Yeah, maybe not the alcohol. I don't do the alcohol, but those tacos.
But the asada for sure.
You give me a whole plate of them, I'll eat them all.
Yo, I ain't turning down no asada. I promise
That's
you
what's
that.
up, man. We got Mr. PBC in Seattle that says, it's a beautiful day in the PBC neighborhood. What's your favorite anime, and keep up the good work?
Dragon Ball Z.
Nice.
Never go wrong with that one. Yeah. I was like the fighting, you know, it's in me, so why not?
Yeah.
So one of our listeners, because this is a call-in show, like after interviews or after we talk about whatever we were talking about, we get the opinions of the callers. And one of the listeners has nicknamed you the Spider Crab. What do you think?
Yeah, I get that one. I get praying mantis. I get some weird stuff like that. But I take it as a compliment. Because those animals can be deadly. So in their own world, my world's
absolutely.
boxing,
so speaking of deadly animals, are you a hunter? Because I see like the whole, you know, you got the Nike hunting camouflage on. Like, do you like shooting or what?
It's just yeah, I like the colors, I guess. The last fight we had a camo on too. kind of a message that we're here to hunt the whole division. So we're here.
I like the way you think, brother. Listen, we're not going to take any more of your time. Those are all our questions. We appreciate you coming on, man, and we really had a great time. We wish you the best and would love to get you back on whenever you get a date and venue for Mr. Sergio Garcia.
Of course. Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you,
Can you
Sebastian.
please give
Thanks,
out your
champ.
social media for anybody watching that isn't following you?
You can follow me on Instagram at Seb_Fundora and Twitter at Sebastian Fundora1. And that's about it.
All right, Sebastian, thank you again, brother. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Sebastian
Thanks,
Fundora. That was actually better than I expected, honestly.
Well, because you expected to have to translate for it.
Yes, I expected like
I don't blame you because you're right. I mean, listen, as long as I've been doing this show, anytime you say we got a Samson fighter on, I'm like, who's translating?
I can't even think of a Samson fighter that knows English. He's the first, I think. It's like, wow, that was cool. And he's actually has a great personality. Like, even that last statement, like, nah, you know, we wearing camo because we hunting the whole division down. I was like,
division,
okay.
yo, that was
that's
fire.
some shit I would have told you to say. That was perfect. So, yeah, man,
For
shout
real.
out to him. It was a great interview, Dr. Mofongo. I love that. Let's open up the phone lines. I don't think we got through everything, but it is a slow week. The numbers are dwindling. People don't care about this week.
Low. I mean, listen.
Poor T.O. No wonder T.O. pulled out, man. Look, nobody cares.
Well, he would have stole the show if you fought.
I don't think so. No one cared. Bro, he was fighting Cambosos, man. That's just as bad as Montiel.
Bro, that's better than no way. Are you serious? No way. You're being disrespectful to Cambosos. That is not.
One
He
dude's
beat Lee
biggest
Selby.
win. Yeah, one dude's Lee Selby and the other dude's Kirkland. I mean,
the
the difference is Kirkland is more known.
Different.
No,
The difference is Kirkland was
more known.
Is
more known.
okay,
to
sure, but
Texas.
also at this stage in his career, he's been put down so many times. Lee Selby, I mean, he isn't that far.
Bro, when
he wasn't
the last
that
time
far
you heard of Lee
removed from
Selby,
the
champ? Like,
Wells
when's the last
Mayweather.
time?
Like, I mean, bro, but he had this hype train around him. And,
Yeah, but that was
and,
like
I mean,
4 years ago. He's been
Yeah.
yo, his last bit of shine was like, oh, he beat Omar Douglas in a tight fight. I mean, it wasn't tight. I think he really.
I mean, yeah, it was.
It was
but
like, I don't know.
I get what you're saying. I think though that the narrative for that fight is that Camboso has a fighting chance. Well, I don't think anybody's really picking him, but in this fight, come on, dog,
Bro,
nobody's
where the
picking
hardcore
Montiel.
is at, bro? I can't believe that the phone lines are so bad. Like, you hardcores, there's some good fights. Listen, don't sleep on my man, the most exciting welterweight in the division. Woo! Blair Cobbs, baby.
Woo!
He's taking on Brad
Blair the
Solomon.
Flair.
He's taking
Yo,
on
that's
Brad.
a good ass fight.
Exactly.
That is a good ass fight. Brad
Exactly my
Solomon,
point.
Blair Cobbs could steal the show.
Bruh, they tripping out here, man. These dudes don't really know what boxing is, man. They don't really like it.
And I bet Zamora and Marlene Esparza, that's a good fight too. Beck's on there. And look, I'll tell
The
you what I'm
Rosado
surprised
fight.
is we don't have a bunch. Say again? It is a title fight. Yeah.
No, the Rosado fight is a good fight, man.
Yeah.
I think Rosado
Beck and
going to
Rosado, that's
decision.
a great fight. Hell yeah. No, I think that's an underrated fight card. Because of the constant changing with Jaime Munguia and what has transpired over the last few months with him, it's hard to think of this card a certain way. But from top to bottom, with the fights that they're gonna have on air in the main card, it's a good card. It is a very good card for what it is. But I'm actually really surprised that people aren't showing up for the Chavez Jr. Anderson Silva fight. Like, that's a interesting fight. I'm not saying that that's boxing. I'm not saying that it's real boxing or that it matters, because it really doesn't. But the narrative there, it's like, first of all, who do you root for? Anderson Silva is like one of the all-time greatest combat sport champions. Okay, he is a real fighter and a real champion with real skill. And there was a time when people thought that he would fare well against Roy Jones. I'm not one of those people that thought that, but it was definitely something that people wanted to see at some point. And then you have Chavez Jr., who is the perennial loser. He is the goofball, famous because of his dad. Like there's not a lot of really good things you can say about this current state of Chavez Jr. Whatever he showed us in the past is well gone. That moment that he had against Sergio Martinez, it is over. That's not what he is. But again, we're talking about boxing. So you have to assume the boxer has the better shot. But the boxer happens to be Chavez Jr. That narrative to me is amazing. I really think that it's interesting. I think that, because I don't even know who to go for. It's like I want boxing to win because I always want boxing to win in boxing, right? But it's like I've been a fan of Anderson Silva for so long. I mean, if Chavez Jr. loses this, I'm done with him. Done with him. If he goes out there and embarrasses the sport of boxing by losing to an MMA fighter, I don't give a shit if it's an exhibition. I'm done with him. I'm done. Put him on the wall. I'm done.
Yo, look at my girl, bruh. I'm about to repost this shit. My girl out here looking all that. She looking like the Rosie Perez of boxing for real.
What are you talking about?
You wait till it show up. Do you do the playback?
Okay. Yeah.
All right, it should be showing up pretty soon. I'm about to repost this. Out here looking like $1 million. Look at this other one she posted. She out here. She about to get that belt. This girl too small for Melissa.
Oh, you talking about Melissa? Oh, let's see.
Oh my God. Why she look so small?
Talk about another real fighter. That's Melissa.
Now listen, look, this girl's been in there with everybody, Mikaela Mayer, all of them. So like, it's
Melissa
crazy. But look at the face off. The side by side don't look nothing like this front one. Look at this front view,
bro. That looks like my aunt's friend.
Word is born. She look old.
That works at the hospital with her. Yo,
Melissa.
No, dog.
She's towering over her. Let me repost this, yo. My girl.
Bro, no. Oh my God, Melissa's yoked up. And this girl looked like she just got off the ship.
Look at that stare she giving her.
Yo, you got a face off?
Yeah, I got it posted. I got it screen sharing it to you, so you should be able to see it anytime now.
Oh yeah, there it is. Oh, she's so focused, daggers.
Man. Yeah, she's doing
daggers.
She got daggers at her for sure.
Yo, Melissa looks red. Oh, this girl, she doesn't know what's in store for her. She does not. Listen, if you are not familiar with Melissa Odessa, this is a real fighter, okay? And when I say a real fighter, I mean in every sense of the word, okay? She has competed in Naga, Gi, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu tournaments. Okay, that's like the highest level. She's placed first in these tournaments. She's fought amateur and professional MMA. She's done judo, she's done wrestling, and she just so happens to be better at boxing. You know what I'm saying? Like this is a real fighter. She is currently 4-0 with 2 KOs. While she resides in Texas now, she is from Brooklyn, New York, and she is definitely Brooklyn through and through. Yeah, man, she is. She suffered an injury which kind of derailed her professional start for a little bit, or I guess the momentum within that. But she made the women's worlds team for America twice. An injury kept her from competing in the second one. But this is somebody who has been, at the top level of many different aspects and facets of combat sports. So, yeah, she is ready. She looks so ready for real. Fighting Salgado, Calista Salgado, who's 19, 12, and 3.
I didn't know she was that small. I'm glad she that small. This means she gonna be a world champion for sure on Saturday. Like, yes, and I'm underestimating her. I am underestimating her. You know what I'm saying? Because of her height and because she looks a little bit older. She
also looks timid though. Like.
But damn, why is she looking like Rosie in this picture though?
Whoa, wait a minute. Something's wrong here. How is it have Melissa listed at 5'4" and Salgado listed at 5'5"?
Yeah, you know how
they're
it is.
Tripping. Maybe they meant like 5 even and a half or some shit, cause
shit, look at Dion. Dion already liked that post. Follow my man Dion the Equalizer as well. You know, yo, I'm excited for her. Oh shit!
And it is for the IBO title.
Let me send Mario the link. Somebody asked for Blair the Flair. Yo, whoever asked for Blair the Flair, go ahead and send me a super chat. You ask and I make it fucking happen, man.
You gonna get Blair on?
Yeah, right now.
Right now. Woo!
That's right. You want the most exciting welterweight in the fucking game? We gonna make it happen.
Yo, I can't wait to see Blair, man. It's like a party every time he fights. You know what I mean? Like, he's just got this energy about him. You know, it's like no matter who he's fighting, no matter what the situation is, it just feels like a good time, you know? And you can't teach that. You know, that's something you can't teach.
Mario, did you have a rosary? Did you leave a rosary? I'm gonna send you a picture because the you know, Carrie is asking.
No, I did not.
All right.
Maybe somebody was praying for Showkit or something.
Oh, I knew you was gonna take shots. Yo, Esteban, where you at? Estebani.
I'm really I want to talk to Blair because this is, like you said, it's a good fight. This is a very underestimated fight card, and this is one of the most underestimated fights. You know, Brad Solomon is the perfect fight for Blair right now, I think. And a win over a guy like this, like it could be a real momentum starter for him.
Yes, sir.
It's like, what's not to like about this kid? You know what I'm saying? Like, even his stare downs, like everything about him is just, you know, and for those that don't know, Blair Cobbs is 14-0 with 9 KOs, 1 draw. He's a welterweight fighter, 31 years of age, southpaw, 5'10" and a half is
all right.
what
Blair
at.
About to jump on. He's getting Skype. You know what I'm saying? We the only old heads use Skype, but we like reliable.
And he is from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, although he does currently reside in Las Vegas. He has not fought since February 2020, so he is one of the fighters that, you know, has been affected by the COVID and his ability to get fights. But
damn, what about Brad, Joe? How long has it been for Brad? Damn, I don't want my man to get
For Brad, he fought in February of this year.
Oh no.
Yeah. And before that, he fought I think on the same night as Blair in 2020 against Alexis Roca.
Oh, there he is. Blair.
I don't see it.
The Flair.
Speaker.
He getting it together.
Camera on.
There he is.
The most exciting welterweight in the game.
Absolutely.
He got a party right now. He is the party right now.
Turn it sideways, champ.
Okay.
There you go. There you go.
I got my drinks and everything. Let's go.
He ready.
So
ready.
Is it a party because you're back on action and back on television?
Absolutely. It is a party because the most exciting man in boxing is back in action, ready to deliver the most attraction in boxing.
Absolutely.
That's right. Blair, I feel like it's been too long since we got to see you fight, man.
Yeah.
It feels like it's been too long.
It's been too long. It's been too long.
So,
yo, it's a party every time. Go ahead.
You're taking on a very serious opponent, man. I'm very excited. This is a common opponent with some good welterweight names, but I am a little concerned because you've been out the ring almost a year or so due to COVID. I mean, can you talk to us about, I guess, training and how you've been staying in shape during this time off?
It's been like this. I've been on a training camp that seemed to never end. Like, I've been training, I've been working, training and working all throughout COVID for God knows how many times, and like with no stopping. And it's been draining, it's been rough, but I learned a whole lot along the way. I became very, very good at a lot of things that I can't wait to show you guys my new bag of tricks.
Is there any concern that maybe you left it in the gym because of that? How do you know you know you're peaking on the right time and not leaving it in the gym?
Oh, everything is perfect. Everything's in perfect timing. Everything is in perfect timing. I have a great strength conditioning trainer. I have great trainers behind me. I have a great management team. I have everything that put me in a position to manage everything just right. And the weight's not an issue. Strength is not an issue. Speed is not an issue, definitely. And being crazy as I am is definitely not an issue.
And obviously, I mean, I think I'm throwing you a softball with this question, but are you looking to make a statement against Brad Solomon on Saturday, being as though he's a common opponent with other welterweights?
Not really, because I don't see any of these other guys that he fought on the level that I'm on. So the statement is just, it might be made or not. But the thing is, Blair Flair is nothing to play with. And come June 19th, Blair Flair is going to show exactly what the world has been waiting for. A great fighter. Not just a good fighter. Not just a fighter that can get knockouts or box or this or that. No, a great fighter. And that's what I'm going to show you guys.
I love the fact that you're talking about these bag of tricks. Is there anything that you can kind of, I mean, you're not going to give the game plan away, but what are some things that we can expect? Some things that are going to excite us?
A fighter like myself making a very, very boring fight spectacular. It's very hard to do. This guy, Solomon, is a very good technical fighter. He has a lot of experience. He's older than I am. And he's nothing to play with, either, regardless, But again, I'm not like, no one is on that level that I'm on. I'm the guy. I'm not the same person. You can't put me in the same league as Virgil Ortiz or Alexis. You can't put me in the same league. I'm the guy that nobody expected to win, and then I upset. I'm the guy that keeps beating these undefeated fighters hands down with spectacular performances. I'm the guy that's always going to beat those guys. It's just about getting to that level. I'm always going to be the underdog. And I take pride in that, because the thing is, it's all about how much you can excite the fans, how much you can inspire the fans, and that's what I do. I'm not the guy that oh yeah, he just came from the amateurs and he's perfectly padded record of 15 fights with 15 no. My shit look like real life.
Damn, that was some real shit right there. Is this gonna be? Do you plan to make this ugly with him? Do you plan on making this? What kind of fight is it gonna look like?
I have no clue. It's gonna look however this man is going to want it to look. Because if he wants to run, I'm gonna chase him down. If he wants to fight, he's going down faster than a ton of bricks. Either way it goes, I'm prepared for any and everything in that gym and in that ring. So it's just I don't really know how it's going to play out as far as how it's going to look. I just know the end result is with me raising my hands, and I really can't see it getting too far out there. I'm trying to stop this fighter. I'm trying to make sure that I leave the biggest impression on the fans out here in El Paso, Texas.
Well said. And so, real quick on the weight thing, were you on weight coming into fight week? Was there any aspect of you that had to, cut a little bit, or what was it like? You said it was.
Well, it's been a while since I made weight.
Okay.
But I just realized I never had problems with weight, so I'm a little early. But okay. It's easy. It's just so easy to get down to weight because I've been in shape the whole time. I've never took a day off. I've always been in the gym. I've always trained mentally, physically, and spiritually. And I've
you don't seem miserable or anything. Yeah, you don't seem like Because at this point, guys are, hungry and they're mad and they're upset and they're, a little, on edge, right? You don't seem that way. You don't seem that way at all. You seem cool. You seem calm. You seem collected. You seem like yourself.
Yeah. Well, I had to go through the ups and downs of this whole COVID thing. I suffered through depression, and I overcame depression, and that was a real fight. I overcame a lot of adversity in my situation and in my relationships and things like that. So the whole thing is like, I know what it feels like to take a loss, and I know what it feels like to come back from a loss. I've gone through it throughout my whole life. So I just feel bad for these guys that get in there facing a monster like myself and then just expect to just have a win. It's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. I'm built to be the best, regardless. So it's up to them. It's up to them how they want to go. Do they want to go out on their shield, or do they want to get beat down and lose on the scorecard? It's just up to them.
You're a guy that seems to enjoy, the spotlight, and you created some real momentum. I mean, even you being gone, we still constantly heard, where's Blair the Flair? We would have welterweight fighters on and say, oh, who do you want to fight next? And there would be people like, oh, why don't you fight Blair? You know what I mean? That momentum you created, do you feel like you're going to be able to just pick up where you left off before COVID and keep that train running hard?
Well, I hope I can go much farther and cover a whole lot of distance that I left behind in the COVID. Yeah. But I want to give a huge shout out to all of the fans, all of the true boxing fans out there that supported Blair the Flair throughout this whole COVID season and this moment in time where I didn't have any fights. I definitely want to give a huge shout out to all of you fans, and especially you guys that bring the great news to the fans.
Blair,
you got some rules in your corner. Go ahead.
Before we let you go, I just want to get your thoughts. Is it something you look forward to, the possibility of a Keith Thurman fight?
Would I be looking forward to a Keith Thurman fight?
Yes. Do you look forward to that? I mean, I just want it because you guys resemble each other so much. You're both two very good speakers. That press conference could be electric. I don't know. What do you think about that matchup, both in the ring and, build up press conferences? Like you said, this is a business of entertainment.
Definitely.
Absolutely. I love. Hey man, I love Keith Thurman. Whatever he's doing a great job. He might not be the great one like me, but he's a great entertainer for boxing, in that particular time period, that he's in, but his time is coming up. Blair the Flair is coming in. I'm not really looking forward to that one. What I'm really looking forward to is an Adrian Broner.
Oh,
because the builder, I got so much material for that fight. We could have a 10-part television series.
Damn.
On the build up to Adrian Broner fight. That is a major.
That's
attraction.
real entertainment.
That's some super duper entertainment. It'll help me build up to to get into the world title, and he's nothing to play with. I don't think any of these welterweights is anything to play with. Keith Thurman did an unbelievable job against Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao did an unbelievable job against Keith Thurman. There's no telling what's going to happen with Manny Pacquiao and Errol Spence. But I tell you one thing, that other fight with Errol Spence and Sean Porter did damn good. Personally, I thought he might have won that. I thought he might have swung that, even with the knockdown.
Wow.
It looked like a Rocky movie. It was amazing. It was spectacular. I think all of these welterweights are great in their own place.
Well, Blair, man, we don't want to take too much of your time. I know you're live there and you got fight week going on. Please give out your social media for anybody who isn't following you. And yeah, man, we look forward to getting you back on for your victory lap.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to you guys on the Boxing Voice. Hey, you can check me out on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube at Blair the Flair. For more exciting content, Blair the Flair Cobbs. Woo! Because nobody does it better, baby.
Yo, I'm hyped, man. I can't wait.
I'm going to keep it real. That woo is like, I love that. I be out here saying it myself. I've copied your tagline. I always say there's no, the most exciting welterweight, Blair the Flair Cobbs. Woo! Like, I love that, man. You really have that momentum, man. We need to get Ric Flair to walk you out, man. You got to talk about Ric Flair walking you out.
Well, I get a call from him every once in a while.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Yo, hey, man, at least come out with the robe.
He says he wants his woo back. I said, get out of here, old man.
Yo, he says to be the man, you got to beat the man. For you to be the man, you got to beat the Solomon. So let's get it on Saturday.
And Solomon is no pushover. So all my credit when I kick his ass.
Kick his ass, and you gonna get the credit for sure. We won't bring you right back for the victory lap. Listen, champ, give out that social media one more time for any crazies out there not following you. And thank you for the late notice interview, man. We appreciate you a ton.
All right, thank you very much, you guys. Check this out. We're gonna say it again. Check me out on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube at Blair the Flair. And for more exciting content, because, of course, you got to have more content from BlairTheFlairCobbs.com. Woo! Let's get it, baby.
All right, Blair, thank you.
I cannot wait.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The most exciting welterweight in the game, Blair the Flair Cobbs. Woo! And joining us on the panel, Raw Boxing TV. What's going on, brother? How are you?
What's going on, Raw Box?
Oh, you're on mute. You got to unmute. Unmute on Skype. Champ. On Skype. Your Skype settings. Yeah, not your mic. Your Skype settings on Skype. So look it up and then.
Can you hear me now?
Now we hear you. You rocking.
Okay. Like I said, man, tired, but we're here, brother.
Yeah, man.
Long day of work, then gym, and now here.
Listen, I want to talk about that. I had no clue that you coach. So, I mean, did you coach him all, what was it, 71 fights?
Partially. I've been I stopped fighting at the age of almost 20, and ever since then.
So you fought pro or amateur?
No, I fought amateur.
Okay, what division?
I could have never been a pro because when I was younger, I had a lot of like chronic asthma issues and stuff like that. So I always knew, while being a fighter, an amateur, I always knew I wasn't made for the pro games, for the simple fact that I didn't have the lungs for it. But Cubans, boxing is a religion. And so I was in it. And then once I stopped boxing, I was given the opportunity to teach, to be the head coach, head boxing coach at a MMA school that used to be here. They moved down to Tampa, Florida. I don't know if they even still open. They used to be called MMA Highlanders under Mike Yanis. And I coached them for a while. And then I had the opportunity to help out at Terry Middleton's in Indiana. And so I've been involved in coaching for ever since I can remember. Now I took a long pause in the middle, but boxing and teaching boxing is kind of like, you learn how to ride a bike, and then you can stop riding the bike for 20 years and you can hop right back on it and do it like if you never stopped. You know what I mean? So, and with my brother-in-law,
what's his name? What's his name, man? Say his name. I mean, he's got 71 amateur fights, bro. He's actually good.
Yeah, his name is Anthony Gonzalez, and his Instagram is Chico. What's his Instagram? Chico what? He changes his Instagram handle all the time. Chico look for it so I can tell people. And so actually, he just came back from Florida. He went down there and worked with Pedro Diaz for a while, and then he worked with this other Cuban trainer that was working with Teofimo now, Jorge Rubio.
Yep,
Rubio. Yeah, and so Yeah, man, he's climbing, but the amateur. Okay, so his Instagram handle is ag.chico. So ag.chico. He's only 16 years of age.
Oh, he's young.
Yeah, he's young. He's still a raw material that you can work with and turn him in whichever direction. He's got two good blood in him for boxing. He's half Cuban, half Mexican. So he's in love with the sport. And anything that keeps any of my family members away from the streets, I'm all for it.
That's beautiful.
For sure. 16, very young, man. With 71 amateur fights, 68-3. That's a great record already. Listen, Keith Thurman, I think Keith Thurman was like 120-3 or something like that, or 6.
Yeah, he lost his last fight. It was coming off of almost, ever since COVID started, he didn't even have sparring. Yeah. So all of a sudden, they started allowing tournaments on certain states. He traveled to that fight basically to fight because he was eager to fight.
Shreveport, where he went to the Nationals in Shreveport a couple months ago or a month ago?
No, that's where he went. So he should be there. If you see him, he lost against a very tall fighter. The guy had probably 6-8 inches on him. But I mean, leading into the fight, I knew he wasn't going to be successful, but it was at least to get in there and shake the rust off because this kid had 0 sparring, 0 fighting, 0 everything.
And that was because they dropped the date like that?
Immediately. I mean, that's
a lot of people in the juniors have been saying that.
Exactly. I don't want to say that went for everybody. I'll just say that they found out, within a few days, and then his main coach, because I'm not his main coach, make the choice to go out there because I could never be his main coach because I'm constantly in and out of town,
Yeah.
So you're not your cousin's head coach?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, but we do work together, and whenever I'm in the gym, I assist the coach, and like I said, it's in you. Once you learn how to fight, and then once you gain experience on teaching, it just never leaves. I think to be honest with you, had I been involved in boxing in a more boxing friendly city, I think I would have been a head coach, a boxing coach full time instead of doing what I do because
you would have pursued it.
Of course. Really, but you would think that me living in Louisville, Kentucky, the city of the greatest of all time, boxing would be good, but it isn't. It isn't. A boxing here is literally, I hate to say it, dead sport.
Come on back to Florida, man. Your Cuban family waiting for you out here. The sun and all the boxers coming down here, man.
August, last week of August, I'm gonna be on Seaside. So, but as far as living in Florida, man, I don't know. I don't know, brother. I don't know if I could or not for now. I'm actually, to be honest with you, it's gonna be kind of weird, but my dream is to live in the middle of nowhere in Montana. So.
Oh yeah. Oh okay.
Yeah.
You got that Dave Chappelle spirit.
I never
just
even
throw me in the
Googled
middle
Montana.
of nowhere.
I never even Googled Montana. Sounds like a bunch of trees.
No, man, I've been there plenty of times, and let me tell you something. You feel like nothing. I mean, you see things that you can only see that you probably only seen in movies and stuff.
A lot of protected land.
Only Montana I know is French.
Montana love too.
Yeah, I do know Montana love. Yo, did he ever fight in Dubai? Remember he would announce he was fighting in Dubai?
Oh yeah. I
man.
forgot about that. Yo, so go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was just talking to the wife.
No, well, you had said your cousin's like part Cuban, part Mexican. Like, well, what's his fighting style like?
Okay, interesting. That's a good question. So, at first, he started, because he has a pop. That's just natural in him. And obviously, your inclination, when you have power, your natural inclination is to want to tear people's heads off. But what I agree. What the main purpose is like, you already got the power, and I don't think the power is going nowhere. We're not going to completely neglect the power, but we're going to put 80% of your work on sharpening the skills. We want you sharp. We want you to be a technician, and the power's there. And the knockouts will come. You're in the amateurs. Nobody cares about knockouts in the amateurs. Let's be real. You know what I mean? When you look at an amateur record, you don't be asking people, well, how many knockouts you had? You know what I mean? It's really irrelevant. Yeah. And at this point, man, he's been disappointed a few times. He's got robbed a few times. I told him it all comes with the game. So he wants to go pro ASAP. So it's probably going to be in 2 or 3 years from now before he goes pro.
Yo, we just had Sebastian Fundora on, and he said the same thing. He said amateurs, kind of crush his spirit because he's losing these fights that he shouldn't have lost based on politics, based on favoritism. And, it sapped his energy to want to do that. He decided to quit amateurs at 16 to pursue professionals, at 18. So, I get that.
And the only reason we're not allowed, the only reason that his father specifically is not allowing him to like be a pro and go to Mexico and fight is because he's still in school and he feels that there's still things he can learn in the amateurs before making the transition full time to the pro. So there's really no rush there. He already has the talent because you can tell the minute he fights. But he's, like I said, he's still young. I mean, his fighting style will change a little bit. He'll be sharper. He'll get stronger. So it's just one step at a time for now, to be honest with you.
He's like long. Like he looks like he's
you're checking him out right now?
Yeah, I see his IG. Yeah. He like guys built like him, they're able to create that torque. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
Because they use their range, and not just their range. Like when guys that are built like him understand range, they can create the amount of torque that, it's surprising. You look at someone like that and you're like, oh, we ain't gonna pop, and then your head's gone. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah.
Let me tell you something. Boxing, if I could clearly say that boxing has been a life-changing experience for this kid, because when I first got with my wife, we seen him because he's my brother-in-law. We seen him, and he had this kind of nervous thing that caused his immune system to attack him or something like that. He would lose pigmentation in the hair and all that stuff. And honestly speaking, he started boxing at a very young age, 7 or 8. And you don't see those things in him anymore. You don't see him. He's so focused in boxing. Of course, he's going to want to do the things of a teenager. He plays his video games from time to time. He's got a little chick right now, but, we trying to tell him, don't let that skirt get you out the gym. And for the most part, he pays attention. He a good kid. If he stays focused in the way he is right now, he'll go places for a fact.
That's what's up.
So, which fights are you excited for this weekend, man? I feel like there's some sleeper fights mixed in. Even the Adam Lopez, Isaac Dogboe, we haven't even talked about that. That's going to be a fucking dog fight. Watch it.
That should be a good fight. Yeah. But I got to be real with you.
Sorry.
Somebody getting the phone. Oh, you good. I got to be real with you. Some of these guys I'm still getting to know, because remember, I took a 6-year break from YouTube and from boxing. I didn't watch a professional boxing match for 6 years, Ness, until probably almost a year ago. So I'm still getting my feet wet as far as like everybody that's out there. But one of the fights I am looking forward to, a lot of people think it's very one-sided, and it might be. It's the Charlo fight with Montiel. I feel that, when you're fighting somebody like Montiel, don't go by the record, because he's shown to have power, and unfortunately, or fortunately, when you have power, you always have a puncher's chance. Do I think he's going to beat Charlo? No, I don't think so. But it's boxing, right? We've been watching boxing, and sometimes boxing just gives us surprises, man. So I'm kind of curious about that fight.
What, Montiel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I didn't say he going to beat Charlo. I didn't say he going to beat Charlo.
Are you like a Charlo hater on the low?
No. I like Charlos. No. I just said it from the point of view of, doesn't Montiel has all his victories by knockout or something?
Yeah, they say
he's 22-4 with 22 knockouts and 2 draws.
They say he's a puncher.
And he beat a shutdown Kirkland the last time. But I'm just saying, when you have a fighter with power, he could throw a punch without intent and land it and maybe hurt.
Let's play your game. Has he ever faced another Mexican too? Because the Mexican style is the Mexican style, and if you've never faced it, it is difficult to handle. Do we know him to have been in the ring with another Mexican?
Montiel?
No, Charlo.
No, Charlo.
Charlo, Not that I can remember.
Hugo Centeno, I wouldn't say
he's definitely not traditional. He's not traditional Mexican.
Not.
I think
no, not at all.
But
he does not embody that.
Is Montiel's style like a Salido Margarito?
No, what I seen with the thing with the fight with James Kirkland, it happened too quick. But I mean, he showed again, it was James Kirkland, but he showed good timing. He showed good counterpunch from the mid range. He showed that he can control distance enough to create that optical illusion to invite you to come in, make you miss, and counterpunch. What I saw, I liked, but again, realistically speaking, he was against James Kirkland.
Yeah.
No, that's a good point. You know, he did fight Orlando Lara, and that was kind of earlier in his career. Like that was like I remember that was like one of the fights is like passing over the hump of, you know, prospect type fights. And Lara was a guy who had some decent pop. You know, he was a guy who embodied that Mexican style for sure. So, you know, he's a guy you can throw in there. I wouldn't say he's got the Montiel power, but he was very difficult to fight. You know, he could be awkward. He could be frustrating. You know, he wasn't afraid to make it ugly.
And I got to be real with you. I think Charlo is super underestimating Montiel, which is that's okay because, you know.
I think it's hard not to in his position, you know?
I think that's what you telling yourself.
Come on,
no,
dog.
brother, no. I seen the way Charlo was just. I think Charlo is underestimating him, rightfully so. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's hard not to.
Rightfully so, but it's like, man, I've seen many good fighters lose to people they should have never lost for the simple fact that they just super underestimated them.
Sure, you're absolutely right.
You know, like so fighters they should have never lost to.
Didn't Montiel already lose to Munguia?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Bro, I can't believe we sitting here saying this dude who got like 4 losses got a chance. 4 losses, 2 draws, got a chance at Charlo? No way, Jose.
No. You putting words in my mouth. That's not what I said. That's not what I said. I said there's always a chance.
No, you said it's gonna be interesting.
It should be. I don't know why you don't think it's. I mean, I would like to see what happens if he's able to connect solid on Charlo.
Well, Robbox, think about it like this too. It's like, you know, I think the one thing this is not taken into consideration. It's like you're Charlo, right? You're in a situation where, you know, Canelo's right at arm's reach. You know, Triple G's at arm's reach. Like you have so much to lose, and not a whole lot to gain. And if you're Montiel, you have everything to gain and almost nothing to lose. If you're Charlo, not only do you you can't just win. You have to go out there and you have to make a definitive statement to have people give you any sort of credit, and that's a lot of pressure.
He's got to destroy Montiel. He can't just take can't take Montiel the distance. He can't have a rough fight in there. He got to go in there and just destroy Montiel.
That's not true. That's not true. And I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why, right? That's what we said about Haney. You said that about
exactly,
Haney.
but you were right.
No, because when I seen him outclass Linares like no one ever has in their entire life, I said, "Oh shit, he don't need a knockout."
But Ness, look, and I when I had a debate with Bill, I told him this to his face. Look, nobody's complaining about the boxing skills of the young Devin Haney. When you talk Devin Haney, can't nobody deny this kid has some real skills.
He's for real.
The thing with Haney is this. The way they speaking, the way they selling themselves does not go hand in hand with what people is seeing in the ring. People look, when Pretty Boy was Haney's age, how many people he done knocked out? How many things had he already done in boxing? And so when people see Haney going against a ranked 35 Gamboa, very chinny, from my town, down the block, you know, when they see him going a distance with a chinny Gamboa and he outclassed Gamboa, that's not what we're denying. Can't nobody deny the skills of this kid. But it's like, my goodness, you know, boxing is not just much the sweet science. Sometimes we want to see a little bit of blood in there.
But listen, we compare him to Mayweather, and Mayweather went 24 rounds with Marcos Maidana. Amir Khan dropped his ass and beat him.
At what age? At what age was Floyd?
It don't matter.
How old?
What it matters for? He was in his prime.
Okay.
Those were his best years.
When Floyd was Haney's age, compare me. That's the comparison I was making. When Floyd was Haney's age, compared to what Haney has done right now.
But he's not a puncher. Yeah. He's not a puncher.
Listen,
if that's what y'all want to say, that he's not a puncher, that's fine. But all I'm trying to say is that going into the fight, I thought he had to knock out Linares. But then watching him do Mayweather-Canelo, I'm like, I guess you don't got to knock him out if you're going to whoop his ass that bad. He was
No, but you're right.
outclassing him.
The problem is that the majority of boxing fans don't see it your way. Listen, Edgar Berlanga won every single round on the judges' scorecard except for one, and yet Twitter shit on him just because he didn't knock the dude out in the first round. That's ridiculous. Yeah. Ridiculous that they held him to this standard that is just impossible to consistently live up to. So it's not that, Jermall has to knock this guy out to prove that he's a great fighter, to prove that he belongs in the ring with the Canelo. Right. He has to knock him out and make a statement, because everybody else in boxing, the kind of fans, they don't look at the sport. They look at it the way Robox just said it. They want knockouts. It is a sweet science, but paychecks are delivered in the form of knockouts. Like home runs add to your check, knockouts add to your check.
And not only that, I'm also saying it from the standpoint of, like, you got to show that this guy never even belonged in there with you.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, okay, I got him out the way. Who's next? You know what I mean? Because think about it. Say that Montiel hangs in there to the 12 rounds. Do you think we're going to have some positive, even if he gets completely outclassed, right? Yeah, it's good. He won. He outclassed Montiel, but the people that buy the tickets, they're going to be like, well, shoot, he went to distance with Montiel? What the hell am I looking at? But if he goes in there and just completely destroys this guy, it's like an incentive for me as a fan to be like, damn, I'm ready to see this kid with the next one. You know what I mean? I'm ready to buy that next pay-per-view. So,
and and they're doing that with Gervonta too.
Exactly. And so whenever I say these things, man, I'm speaking from a fan perspective and also from the things that you hear in our own shows. You know what I mean? People want to see knockouts. Right. People want to see knockouts.
I hear you, man, but I'm just not buying the whole he is overlooking Montiel. He's looking at this like, listen, Al made me a main event. I'm not a co-main event with my brother. This is me on my own. He gave me my own holiday. He turned June 19th into my holiday. I'm getting a hometown fight. All my people's coming out. Like, I don't believe that he's overlooking Montiel, and I'm using air quotes for the audio.
Man, people. I think he is.
Listen, and he might not be, but again, I think that it definitely plays into the narrative that he has more to lose. You know what I mean? Montiel has nothing to lose. I mean, from the moment this fight was made, people shit on it for the simple fact that people viewed Jermall one way and Montiel another, and they don't think they're on the same level. So if he goes out there and shows that they're closer to the same level than they thought, it's not going to play well, and guys like us, guys like like our community, we know the difference.
Exactly.
We know, you know what I mean? But that's not the people that buy that's not the bulk of the people that, when you get to 1 million pay-per-view buys, okay, that like 800,000 of them
if
are
not
the
more.
people that don't know, if not more. You're right. It's probably like close to like 95% of those people, so yeah, but listen, and that fight card's really valued. Angelo Leo coming back after suffering his first loss to Stephen Fulton, who is one of the most talented young fighters out there. And fight. Definitely. And Francisco Vargas too, is going to be in action against Isaac Cruz Gonzalez. So we all know, look, I don't know what is left of Vargas at 36 years old. But he had taken some time off. He got that last win. Miguel Burchelt's been 2 years ago already. And so we'll see what he's got left. That should be another fun fight. You know, for all the people that talk about this weekend not, you know, having any real, like, you know, headline type of fight, there are a lot of really good fights on these cards. You know what I mean? Any real boxing fan is definitely tuned in for sure this weekend.
Yeah, man, you got to tune in to Blair versus Brad Solomon. That's a fantastic little scrap. Blair stepping up. You got to tune in to see Angelo Leo's return. Former world champion, just lost to Stephen Fulton. Guido Vianello is back in the heavyweight division.
Oh, that's right.
We got to see how he does. Like, there's a lot of little fights. You just got to, you know, pick them. Adam Lopez versus Isaac Dogboe. That's going to be a good little scrap. Mikaela Mayer is making the first defense of her title. You know, that should be a little scrap. She don't got too much power, so all her fights are exciting. You know, you got Rosado, Melikuziev. There's some fights to watch for sure, man.
Listen, and not for nothing, you know, Inoue's got to take care of business as well. There are a lot of fights out there that can be made that you know, are big fights for him. You know, his best days I still think are in front of him. This guy, you know, for everything that everybody talks about his power and his offense, like, he's got defensive skills. Like, he is a well-rounded fighter. And that Casemiro fight with Rigondeaux is coming up very, very soon. And when that fight happens, it's going to produce an obvious challenge to Inoue. So there's a lot on the line for him. He needs to look good too. You know, for everything that we've said about Jermall, this fight he needs to look good in here too, because a lot of people said the same kinds of things about his opponent. You know, it was like, who is he fighting? You know, this is supposed to be one of the best pound for pound. You know, who's he in the ring with? And it's true to a degree. And now you can blame some of that on COVID. You know, he was going to fight Casemiro at one point, but it's all in front of him. You know, it's all in front of him. It's right there. He has to make a definitive statement. He has to continue to show, because when you're this size, when you're a bantamweight or a super flyweight or anything, you are in a situation where you have to constantly prove your worth as a pound for pound fighter, because people don't want to tune in. You know, they think they're too little.
No monster, man.
He is a monster. He is a monster.
The monster Inoue, I agree with you. He is literally, in my opinion, a complete fighter, and the name goes hand in hand with him. The monster Inoue.
Monster.
But you know, I'm very.
How you a monster and you can't even do what you advertised to do to a 40-year-old?
Wait, what are you talking about?
He went 12 with Donaire.
And he beat him.
And he beat the dog crap out of him.
I thought you was the monster, though.
And he had like one eye.
I thought you was the monster, though.
Bro, Ness, you tripping on this one, bro.
Tripping, bro. He trips on these guys.
Wait a minute. So you telling me we tell the world you're a puncher, then we put you in there with an old champion and you don't knock him out?
Is that the old champion?
Bro, that's just equal as saying. That's just equal as saying
by the way,
that the hardest hitting heavyweight of all time went up against a guy who was coming off I don't know how long of a layoff, had two little chump fights and couldn't knock him out. And sometimes in boxing matches, things just don't go the way that it usually goes for you. But to say that Inoue is not a monster, I think I disagree with that. And like I was gonna say,
man, tell him give a rematch to Donaire. Donaire out here showing he's the fucking monster. He lost to Inoue, but by decision, he proved the hype to be unreal. Donaire keeps showing he's the knockout puncher.
Nobody can deny that. Donaire's been showing that he's got power throughout his entire career.
Yeah, but everybody want to jump on this Inoue train, call him the monster. The true monster is Nonito Donaire. He the one knocking out people. I'm just keeping it real. He turning the time back.
Monster.
Bro, I want to see, to be honest with you, if this fight can be made, I think Jermall and Inoue will be an explosive match. I don't think Inoue will win that fight, to be honest with you.
I love that fight.
Yeah, I don't think Inoue will win that fight. Now, people, I love Rigo. That's my boy, but I gotta be real. I don't see him beating Casimiro just based on age, not so much skills, because this man got skills. It's just age. At this age, can he take that relentless pressure will his legs be enough to continue to avoid this for 12 rounds? I just don't think so. But man, I don't know. The monster is the monster, whether Nez likes it or not.
You're absolutely right. And that Casemiro fight,
I'm
listen, a guy like Casemiro with that kind of offense is, I mean, he's built for TV. He is absolutely 100%. Listen, this is a guy who's fighting on PBC. Like PBC, what, when did they ever mess with the lighter weight? I mean, yeah, they had a few guys, Warren and things like that. But this is a guy who's built for TV. PBC sees that in him. They know that they can market him. He is a walking highlight reel in terms of the kind of action he produces, and that's what we want to see Inoue in with. You know what I'm saying? So it's right there. And by the way, a Casemiro Donaire fight in Manila, sign me up, dog. That's got all sorts of implications.
For sure.
Tell the monster give a rematch to Donaire, man. Donaire waiting for him.
But I mean, what did you see in that fight that would lead you to think that Donaire still has a chance? I mean, Donaire did broke his eye, but for the most part, Inoue was the guy dictating the fight.
No, but exactly. I'm saying give Donaire the rematch because Donaire is the only one out here that is actively taking on champions and dusting them off like Inoue. That's all I'm saying.
Would you feel different if Casemiro goes out and starches Rigondeaux?
And that's Rigo's super old. And that's the only other dude, that didn't get knocked out, right? Like the Monsters knocks everybody out except Donaire. And Donaire broke his eye. And now Donaire just beat Abu Ali. So there's a storyline for a rematch. What are we talking about?
To sell tickets, I agree. It could make for a good storyline and get the tickets out there. But realistically speaking, see, I had Ismael Salas on the show, and remember when the rumors started coming out that Kazuto Ioka, he wanted to make his last fight here in America versus Monster Inoue at 118. Yeah, it's looking like it's true. I asked him, is this rumors? And he said no. Ioka called me to his room and called his manager, and he said that's the next step. He don't want to hear nothing else. No,
are you serious?
It's in my channel. The interview is in my channel. I mean, I'm not trying to pull people out of here, but
fight.
Yeah, but that's
you're talking about the highest level of skill that exists in this sport, fighting one another. And you can talk about the, lack of size, whatever you want to talk about. It doesn't matter. If you know boxing, you know that these. Oh my God, I thought that was all cap. I really did.
It's not cap.
I really wanted to fight, but I didn't think they would really make that fight
now. I thought it was all cap as well, and that's why I called Salas. He came to the show and he confessed it. He said, nope, it's no cap. He called me to his room, and that is what he wants. And he's working on putting the weight on him because Ioka it's like octomorph something. It's like he has a hard enough time keeping weight on him. But they're doing the right thing, implementing a lot of plyometrics as well as he moves up in weight. And I think, according to what Salas says, that, this is coming. He's going to move to 118 to go after Inoue, and he said, win or lose, that'll be his last fight.
He wants to fight in America.
In America, yes.
And isn't that partly because he's kind of like persona non grata in Japan right now with the controversies?
Kazuto Ioka is changing laws in Japan. One of the laws that one of the laws he just changed in Japan, when you started in a boxing gym, it's not like here, you have the freedom to move. In Japan, when you started in a boxing gym, you belong to that gym.
That's what someone told me.
Ioka changed that. Now, Ioka changed that to where that's the reason Nakatani was able to leave Salas and move back to Japan and train in Japan and all that good stuff so now Ioka is actually working on changing the tattoo laws. A Japanese fighter.
That needs to happen. That is such ridiculous. For people that don't know, he was essentially, ousted as this terrorist gang member, according to these very old and outdated laws and ideas. Because there's a lot of history and there's a lot of historical references that go into Japanese boxing and Japanese culture, to begin with, and he got in trouble for having a tattoo, and
he even got accused of having a relationship with the Yakuza,
Yakuza,
entirely not true.
Not even remotely true, from what I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he's working on changing those laws, and let me tell you, it's amazing to see. Without being in politics, it's amazing to see the political power he has gained in the last two or 3 years of his career.
And that's
by
because
just simply being Kazuto Ioka, by simply dragging that victory, by simply gaining popularity. It's just amazing to see the things he's doing over there, politically speaking.
He's a real fighter. He's a real old school throwback guy who will fight anyone. Like, there's never been a question that I thought he would want to fight Inoue. I just didn't think that it could be. I just didn't think it was on the table.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like
it's no cap. It's no cap because I wanted to make sure. I didn't even want to do a video unless I heard it from the horse's mouth.
Yo, this is the best news.
Yeah.
You don't understand. Like, oh my God, I'm so excited.
Yo, we got a cash app from Majimba that says, the both of you guys are dead wrong. Rigo is still the best at 118.
Rigo is the man at 118, but Rigo, like I said, man, read my word. I mean, listen to me what I'm saying. I'm not talking about skills, man. I'm talking about simply age. You can have all the skills in the world, man. If your stamina's not there to allow your body to implement the skills that your brain is activating, it doesn't matter if you have all the skills. If your body's old enough to where it's not going to be able to implement it, then hey, great, you got the skills, you know what to do, but if you can't execute it, what's it good for? If Rigo wins, trust me, my man, I'll be the first one to celebrate. But I got to be real, man. I can't,
He made fun of my Spanish one time,
Ness already accused me of being a Cuban fanboy yesterday, so I can't have it today.
Yo, real quick, we got a super chat from Jessica Sada who says, Jermall Charlo, 100,000 pay-per-view star, cherry-picking IG hype job, has only beaten one active champion in his entire career in 2 divisions, and that was a 42-year-old K9 Bundridge. Pretty embarrassing. Then he comes back with another super chat.
Oh, that was who you said that was from?
Jessica Sada.
Oh, Jessica Sada.
And then he comes back with another super chat and says, Canelo haters say Canelo's on a Euro tour beating champions, but Jermall and Andre best names are Euro, Sergey, Korobov, Liam, Keeler. Only difference, Canelo fighting champions. Hypocrisy at its best. Yeah, there's always a lot of that.
He's speaking real today.
And Charlo already made it very clear today. He don't care about GGG. He don't care about Canelo. And it's funny because Willie Monroe once said, people need to realize Charlos ain't gonna take no fight where they not in control of the negotiations. And it's looking like it's true. People criticize Willie Monroe when he said that, but every time these guys fight and every time they open their mouth, it's looking like that's the case. Because if you listen to what he said today, for example, he said, he said something about the GGG and the Canelo. He's like, they not, he made it kind of like, I'm not chasing them. Well, if you're not chasing Canelo, Canelo has no need to chase you. Yeah. Meaning that fight is not going to happen then. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? GGG has no need to chase you. You might have to chase GGG. Well, if you're not willing to chase GGG, then the fight's not going to happen. So I would it goes back to what we were talking about yesterday, Ness, with the ego of the fighters. I think sometimes fighters with an ego, regardless, if you're still a step below the main name, man, you gotta take that. You gotta do whatever it takes to get the opportunity to get the number one spot. But it's not the case, man.
We got a super chat from Trap Media. I had Porter winning 2, a close fight. He gonna have to work his way back to a rematch to appease all of you people that thought he beat Earl Spence that night. Let's open up these phone lines. You know the number to call in, 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 time to voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline. Don't forget, you could also add Nestor Gibbs on Skype to be part of the conversation from anywhere in the world. We going out to Brooklyn. King Born, what it do?
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
Subscribe to youtube.com/theboxingvoice for the latest and greatest interviews with your favorite fighters.
When you see old dirty bastard fall in a position like that, then you know that I'm getting ready to bust your...
Yo, Ness, y'all hear me? Y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yo, listen, man. I'm the one that called him the spider crab. Sebastian Fundora, that's one of my top 5 youngest fighters. Chris Colbert, you know what I mean? Yo, that was a great interview, man. I'm feeling all that, man. Listen, let's get to these fights, man. Blair the Flair. Yo, he's like Keith Thurman, illegitimate son. You know what I mean? He remind me, he sounds just like him. Kind of look like him. So that's a good one there.
He definitely was looking like him today, bruh.
Yeah, with the hair and all that. Yo, Keith Thurman, you listening, man? Come back. Get that ponytail back, man. People know who you are. You heard? Charlo and Montiel. Listen, man, Al Heyman showing love to him, man. He letting him live, man. Let that man live. Yo, he not on Canelo dick no more. We know he ain't getting a Canelo fight, so what we worried about it for? Let him do his thing. You know what I'm saying? Who else we got here, man? Who some other fights, man? It's like right now, we all hyped for next week, Ness.
What's happening next week?
Next week, Ness. Yo, come on, man. You know you got Tank.
Okay, that's the 26th. That's the 26th.
Yeah, man. We gotta get that going on. Yo, I need a frenzy from you, Ness.
A what?
I need you to get this shit popping with us, man.
You need a what?
I need a frenzy for Tank. Rosario versus Lubin. You know what I mean? Yo, what about Sebastian Fundora versus Javi Hurd? 2 big boys getting it on. I'm good with that, y'all. I'm good with that, man.
I don't think Jared Hurd is gonna want that fight right now.
Hurd got beat down the last fight, man. Hurd got beat down the last fight. Inoue, no way. We ain't fucking with Inoue, man. Yo, let Inoue come up to 126 and get some real competition going on. Cool boy step. Gary Russell. Let him come up. Let him come up, man. Let him come up, man. And yo, and like gotta come up, man. I'm not feeling a new way, man. If Rigo was 5 years later, he would stop that boy, man. I'm not feeling this cat, man. You know what I mean? Oh, next week we got Nakatani versus Loma, right? And like I said, I'm gonna call Nazi propaganda on that Teofimo shit, man. Like, listen, man. Bob told him get out of Triller. They wasn't even gonna do like 100,000 pay-per-views, man. Nobody give a fuck about Cambrosos. He knew that, but he took the chance. But the shit didn't work out. Now all of a sudden he got a baby on the way, right? Teofimo. What they doing here, man? Cut with the captain, big cat. Cut the bullshit out. Teofimo left that fight because it wasn't gonna sell. That shit ain't gonna. Yo, that shit like an opera album. It's never gonna sell. You heard? That's like Wu-Tang do opera. Ain't nobody buying that shit, man. Come on, man. They knew it, but now Bob is this man. That's his right hand man again. And Bob said, "Yo, get fuck Triller." He said that Adrian Broner shit. I was feeling that because you know what I mean. Like Adrian Broner against Blair the Flair. Ooh. You heard? Crazy, man. Like I said, Lex, don't diss us next week. I'm on your ass, Lex. You better talk about.
I got you, champ.
Listen, I love me some King Born for real, but yo, that's like him saying let Inoue go up to 126 get real work. It's like saying let Canelo go to heavyweight and fight Joshua to get some real work. Facts. Like, come on, man. There's weight classes for a reason.
Yeah, and I mean he has to clear. I mean, there's good competition at 122. He has to clear 118. Yes. So I mean,
there's still guys out there. Yeah, you're absolutely that add to his legacy. Well said.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. Sometimes fans, I get it. Sometimes, you get so frustrated because you keep seeing a guy keep winning and winning and winning, and you know there's somebody that might potentially beat him two or three weight divisions ahead. But we've seen that that's not really a good idea. After all, think about it. Had Rigo never moved up 2 weight divisions to fight Lomachenko, he probably would still be undefeated as we speak.
Yo, that's a good ass point.
So
that's a good ass point. You're right.
Because that's the only man that's beaten Rigo, and it's fair to say that the moving to 2 weight divisions at that age, with a guy that's almost as good as you and younger than you and bigger than you, was not a smart idea at all.
It wasn't a wise decision, definitely. And you had said earlier too about the whole, what Rigondeaux brings and the skills, but it's the age for you, right? But it's the age to go in against somebody who's a lawnmower made out of a Mack truck.
Correct.
It's like one thing if you're fighting a guy who's he's gonna pepper you from the outside, or maybe he's limited in other like physical aspects or whatever. But then it's a whole different animal when you have a guy who can punch and wants to punch. Like,
yeah, and this guy John Riel, he's working with Memo too. Memo ain't no joke.
Oh, that's right. You're right. Yep.
Memo ain't no joke. So
I cannot wait, dog.
I'm telling you.
Oh shoot! Wait,
Nes frozen or what?
No, I'm not, bro. Is that
okay.
fucking Border Wars, man, is taking off. We got let me see some super chats here. Looks like we got mac and cheese. Let me search this. I just found out I had a search tool for super chats. Ain't that fat?
Oh nice. Shoot, man. Hell yeah.
Yeah, look at that. So boom. It says, make up your minds when Charlo chasing Millie. I don't know who the hell Millie is. It's like Millie. Who is Millie? Because that ain't Canelo.
Like Mel?
I mean,
like,
even
like
Mel
Melly?
needs another. Even Mel needs another L there. But
it's the
he got Millie. He ain't ready. And when he stopped chasing, he need to. The hypocrisy is crazy, bruh. N2. I guess. I
don't know what he means, to be honest with you. But
he got to keep chasing.
It's not like he doesn't want those fights. He just, you know what I mean? It's like people say what they say about Canelo because he's in the driver's seat, right? Like Maul's not in the driver's seat for those fights. You can't hold it against him that he's not fighting Canelo. Like he wants to fight Canelo. I'm sure he does.
Yeah. I think, like I said, what's keeping that fight, one of the reasons that fight is not happening or may not ever happen is the ego, man. Same thing with Spence and Crawford. It's fighters' ego, bro. It's very little to do with negotiations. It's all about ego. Think about it. Boo will be crying about that fight, but he said he's been contradicting himself. He'll go to some channels and say, yeah, I'll go to 168. And then in some channels he said, no, Canelo has to come to 160. So it's like there's that ego there that is like, I mean, come on, man. We got fans out here wanting to see this fight. Let's be honest, or let's stick to something. If you're gonna say you want him to come to 160, stick with that in every single interview. If you're gonna go to 168, then that's what you stick with in every single interview. So I mean, I can't blame the fans for having different opinions, because that's the ship. This fighters, they've been driving the ship in that way, in different directions, and they got people in both sides of the aisle, and it's just kind of crazy. I just always tell people, please pay attention to what these fighters say in every single interview before you draw your conclusion.
Let me get to these callers. Coach Myers, Connecticut, what's up? Thank you for all your Patreon questions you put out for our guest this week, brother. Are you there? Are you there? Myers, you coaching? Going one time, 2 times, we're going out to Seattle, Washington. Are you available? Seattle.
Mr. PBC, baby.
Last time I checked, I was the man on these streets. They call me residue.
Yo. Fuck, I don't even know. You guys went on so many subjects. So we're talking about Crawford, or
we're talking
this weekend's fights.
All this week's fights.
Okay. Yeah, it's a beautiful day in the PBC neighborhood. I can't wait for a lot of these fights that's coming up.
So you're excited for Charlo, right?
I'm excited for him, but I definitely think he needs some PR. I'm kind of confused on what he's doing.
And what
Canelo's
he's saying,
this. Race doesn't matter. I mean, I get. Maybe he needs to say that on his YouTube and then switch it up. And,
you're the perfect guy. I know you listened to it. I haven't listened to it, but did Deontay Wilder said that Jermall needs to get smacked?
I'm not going to go into that one. I really haven't done a lot of listening to, because I'm tired of listening to a lot of shit, really. So I haven't done a lot of listening. But
I think
shout out to Deontay.
I think you did hear it and you avoiding it.
No, I never avoid. Shout out to Floyd being great.
I'm pretty sure that Barbershop Conversations interviews title says those exact words.
Well, if someone says that type of stuff during this climate nowadays, I mean, maybe you're trying to get Canelo's soft side to be cool with you, or you're just really trying to raise bait, or just trying to move the narrative.
Why would he want Canelo though?
What the hell does Canelo got to do with this?
Give him a chance.
Because I seen him saying Oscar De La Hoya is wrong and this and that, and he's choosing the side of Canelo.
What are we even talking about? I'm so lost right now.
Charlo.
Oh, Charlo.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Wilder.
Yeah.
I thought we were talking about
Wilder. The whole conversation was about Charlo.
You changed.
I think he did say it.
You brought up Wilder.
Yeah, I definitely brought up Wilder because I know that you follow his news. So I was trying to figure out.
You don't?
I didn't get to watch that. I didn't get to watch that interview yet.
Oh, well, you should watch it.
I think it came out while we were right before we went live.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, let Charlo do what he do, but I want to see something. He needs a PR, someone to talk for him. I'm kind of confused about the race don't matter. Huh?
Does Charlo need to get the knockout for you?
No, not really. I mean, I feel like that was for Devin Haney. At this point of your career, this dude right here, I mean, no. I mean, you're talking about Devin Haney, people say he was the face of boxing. No one said Charlo was the face of boxing.
He can't fight.
If somebody like Montiel takes Charlo to the deep waters, and what do you think people's going to say? I mean, because Montiel's obviously not at that level. So if Charlo cannot make a statement,
that's going too far. Like that's what Devin Haney that someone said that for that. I mean, even Ness said that he needs to knock him out. I'm not saying that for that. I'm sorry. I never said Charlo was the face of boxing. So when you say you're the face of boxing, you gotta stay.
Big Charlo,
you gotta keep that energy.
Big Punch and Charlo don't need a knockout, in your opinion.
No.
All right.
That's my call.
All right.
PBC.
That's his call. What rep it? Talk to me.
What's up? I see you, Raw Boxing TV. Always great content. Nestor, you're always rocking it. Yeah. Mario, you're doing your thing. In regards to Montiel, I kind of see what Raw Boxing is saying about the probabilities of a knockout. Montiel goes in there, the knockout, and that's it. He switches stances, uses his left hook, and right hook, and uppercuts. So that's his style, just to go in. With Munguia, he went in there to kill. He got killed. Obviously, you can't fight Munguia's style. That's not Montiel can't do that. Something else I was gonna say. Inoue. Inoue's he's a monster, but I think Luis Nery, they basically banned him from that weight class, right? Japan, because he went over there and knocked out a Japanese guy. So he had to go up in the weight. And obviously he lost to Brandon Figueroa, but they were scared of Nery, so they banned him from that weight class because he was banned totally from going to Japan after he knocked out one of the champions in that weight class, I think. Also, I got a question for the panel. Do you guys think that the Charlos, both of them, do they talk to each other in regards to Canelo or what they're gonna do in narratives, or you think they just ignore each other?
Nah. They not. Asking,
I think they wing it. I don't think they
each other what to say for
Nah, I don't think so either. I think that.
I'm excited now. I didn't know that the girl Mikaela Mayer was fighting was the girl Jessica McCaskill fought twice. I didn't know that. Did you know that? Yeah, I ain't even know. That's the Argentine girl, bruh, that fought McCaskill 2 times. That's a good fight, man.
You talking about the last fight, the last
the
McCaskill
one she
fight?
took the belt from.
No,
not the last.
Not
when she first became champion. When she first became champion, bro, she beat that Argentine girl. Let me look up. I can't remember what the fuck. Anyway, now I know her name. I know her name.
Give me a second.
Well,
guys.
it's right
Erica,
here on the thing.
Erica, yeah. I'm gonna pull up her IG. I can't believe y'all don't even know who she is.
I remember the girl on Jessica's record that she fought twice. It was
Farias, man. Is this girl?
Farias.
La Pantera.
Farias.
La Pantera. Yeah.
I just didn't even. I don't know.
I didn't even know, bro. That's so. Yo, Top Rank, man. Why y'all doing this? Why is this the promotion so poor? This is a good fight.
Oh yeah. You're right. No, you're absolutely right.
I'm screen sharing it, Mario, so you can see.
I got it.
It's a good fight, man. They tripping.
Yo, it is a good fight.
This went totally like under the radar.
Yeah. A lot of these fights this weekend did.
And
listen, I don't think Blair got the coverage he deserved.
There was a lot of talk about Mikaela Mayer waiting to the last 30 days to announce this fight, not giving her opponent ample time. But
yeah. You know what? Julio wrote a story on that.
But man, Pantera looking in shape.
She is.
Mikaela Mayer is a dog, though. Let's just be real.
This could be a really fun fight.
I don't know how much power she got, but she is a dog, and she's got some technical skill. When you think about all the women, out there, all the big name women boxers, she's one of the most technically skilled. You got like Clarissa, your Katie's, your Marshalls. Mikaela's around there. Definitely around there.
Yeah, Sulem Romina is also fighting. That's also a good fighter. She's with Golden Boy, and she represented Mexico for the Mexico
this
team.
This girl's jacked up. Yep. I hope they did VADA. What the fuck? This girl, look at her picture on June 8th. I'm screen sharing. Lord have mercy. That shit, bro.
Hold on, because it ain't.
Yeah, you need about 15
it's gonna
seconds.
take
You need about 15 seconds.
30. That's more like 25 or 30, but.
Oh, it is.
Yeah. Dang. Yeah, I see what you mean.
She jacked up right there, bro.
Yeah, she jacked.
But she gave Jessica McCaskill hell, bro. Both times, bro. She's got good stamina.
I see it now. Whoa. She is yoked.
Yo, these female boxers don't play, bruh. These thongs are way too little. You see way too much. If I was her husband, this is too much. Wow.
They're saying that that Mikaela Mayer had an entire episode dedicated to her on the Top Rank YouTube channel. So
yeah. I didn't get to her part. It's not. Is it an individual episode? Because
that's what he's saying, but I don't remember seeing it. I mean, I'm not saying that
They just
I could have missed it for sure.
Although when looking at her Ness though, when looking at her body though, I think she clean though.
No,
I mean you never know, right?
Whenever she's not flexing, she looks totally. I mean, I'm sharing more than one picture. If you're gonna keep looking, believe me.
The thing with women and taking like performances,
Lord have mercy.
There are telltale signs. Like with men, you assume that it's like acne on the back and maybe like a thinning of the hair and the beard. Like there's like little subtleties that literally can be explained by anything. But with women, there are like specific things that show. So and I don't see them there.
But I mean, also on things like this, genetics plays a big part.
Absolutely.
And just judging from just judging from like my wife has gotten jacked like that naturally, naturally. So I mean, she might be natty, 100% natty. You know what I mean? The picture we saw of her landing the left hook to the back.
8% body fat type.
Yo, Ness, focus, bro. Focus, Ness.
I'm showing some power. I'm showing everything I'm showing you gonna see. What you talking about
over here?
Everything I'm showing y'all get to see. Get out of here.
I think she's clean. I think she's clean.
I'm giving her more promotion than Top Rank did, man. Let's just
ain't
be
that
real.
crazy.
Let's just be real.
Man, going for that one.
I keep strolling down her Instagram. Did she like delete her shit with her and McCaskill? Is like, damn, why you ain't got nothing from that war? That was 2 wars, and I don't see a picture of her and McCaskill or a video of her and McCaskill.
The thing with McCaskill, man, McCaskill, she's just a dog. She's just too strong, man. You know, so I mean,
she's so fun to watch.
Yeah. So
this gonna be a fight, and I'm glad that I figured out who she was, because I mean, again, I was trying to see if she had a clip of the McCaskill fight so I could at least show that. But she's a dog, man, and she gave McCaskill 2 good ass fights. We gonna see what Mikaela Mayer has, because Mikaela gets into dog fights that she doesn't necessarily need to get into, man. And she's tall. You know, you want to, just like we was talking to Fundora earlier today, Sebastian, it's like you got all this height and reach and range, and you in working on the inside. So, like, you know, we're going to see what Mikaela ends up doing with this
the
girl.
Mexican in Fundora, man.
Oh,
the Mexican in him, tell him to go in.
I was right. She's Argentine. I just found a picture with the Argentine flag. So, yeah, man. That's good. That's good. Let me see what other callers we got here.
Troy Smoke Alarm says she's on the same stuff as Mark.
Boxing Chief. Boxing Chief. What's going on?
Hey, you can hear me?
Perfectly.
Hey, thanks for having me on tonight. I appreciate. I know it's just a phone call in, but I appreciate it just the same.
Appreciate you for calling in, champ.
Okay, so mainly the Donaire and Charlo stuff was and Inoue was what I was keying into when you were first talking. So let me do, as much time as I have for the call. Let me hit the pluses and minuses. Without all this big fight stuff that can't seem to happen for Charlo for reasons we don't have time to talk about in my phone call, this is the next best guy he had in line. Munguia was supposed to fight the number 3 guy. He's the number 1 guy, and that fight fell through. And Charlo's already beat the number 2 guy in Devinchenko, so this is the next best contender he had to go with. So for the guys who give him a hard time, you got to give him a soft pass on this, because there was nobody else for him to fight without a unification or something bigger. And he was making the closest thing to a mandatory he can make right now. So I don't like the fight, but there weren't a lot of options for the guy. So he has to do what he has to do. I do think he needs to win by knockout, because if you ask him, he wants to be the face of boxing. You're not going to be the face of boxing by going the distance with this guy. You need a knockout. Inoue's a monster. He just is. Because you can build up the fact that he did all this stuff with Donaire. That just solidifies how great Donaire is. And if you're solidifying how great Donaire is, how can you belittle the guy that beat you? I mean, it's just like what Junior Jones, when Junior Jones fought Eric Morales, and they asked him how good, Larry Merchant asked him how good he was. He said, he's about average. He said, well, he just beat you, so how good does that make you?
Yeah, I'm not belittling Monster.
Great call.
I'm saying Donaire proved he was not this big puncher because he went 12, and Donaire was considered past his prime. Has Donaire now looked better and gotten great wins? Absolutely. But at the time, he wasn't in his prime. Let's just be real.
That's fair. Am I still on?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I didn't know if the bell rang. I can't hear very well in the sense. So that's a fair statement that he's old, he's past his prime. But when you're building up a guy, and you, like I said, you beat an all-time great, then and you pretty much handled the fight. He broke your eye socket. You still beat him. I mean, that you got to go all the way back to Harry Greb losing to Tiger Flowers, who had the last 3 years of his career with only one eye. You know, I mean, that nobody does that. And you guys said that you didn't think if Rigondeaux never would have gone up 2 weight classes to fight Loma and come back down, he never would have lost. You could say the same thing about Donaire if he never would have left 118.
Great point.
So
Hell yeah, great point.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is Let's also face the fact that Rigondeaux beat a fighter that was in a similar situation to what Rigondeaux was to Loma. He moved up 2 weight classes over time. So if you're going to kind of give the
great call, Boxing Chief.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Boxing Chief, but one thing before. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. No. It's your show. Go ahead.
When it comes to the Rigo, man, I can tell you this from very solid information. You know, we want to categorize Rigo as this dominant at 122, and he was. But Rigo had to pick himself out to even make 122. So yeah, Donaire was a 122, and in reality, he's strong at 118. But Rigo is also a 118 natural. So I think you know, as much as disadvantage Donaire had at 122, Rigo did too when they faced each other. So I think it was a even playing field when it comes to that, you know. But think about this for a minute. Rigo with the smaller frame and picking himself out to even stay at 122 had to pick himself out even more to make it to fight Lomachenko, who was the bigger fighter and almost as good as Rigo and even younger than Rigo. So it's those things to consider, you know.
He's doing the same thing up at featherweight. When he was picking himself up to make 122 and 126, he even said that himself not too long ago. He cleaned his diet up and straightened his life out. That's why he's able to make 118 again. So what goes for one goes for the other with those two.
Oh no, of course.
I mean, it's pretty even. I'm not, and this is not the fact. One last thing, if I may, because I know you got other callers. The way I look at Donaire is very similar to Wilfredo Gomez. Wilfredo Gomez could do everything he needed to do to win and be dominant at 126, 130, and so on. But as boxing-wise, but he couldn't take that power with him. There was something that was still missing. In my opinion, my only opinion, just my opinion, Donaire had everything it took to beat Rigo, but he couldn't put it together at that weight. He had the speed because he hit him. He had the power, he knocked him down. He had the footwork because he cut the ring off more than once. He couldn't do it all at one time at that weight, and that 4 pounds from 18 to 22 was enough to where he wasn't the complete fighter anymore. So the best thing to do is have the two fight in a rematch down at 118 where they're both at their best weights, and they both got a lot of mileage on them. We'll see what happens. If Rigo still wins, then we know who the better fighter was.
Rigo's been open for a rematch since they fought.
Oh yeah, he's wanted it.
Our boy Donaire is the one that hasn't accepted it. Rigo is the type of fighter that's idle because nobody wants to fight him, even at his age.
And the networks gave him a lot of shit.
Yeah,
you know, they really, I wouldn't say they held him back, but they definitely hindered his career.
Matter of fact, he took the fight with Lomachenko out of desperation.
Yeah,
not financially.
Yeah, you're absolutely
not financially, out of desperation. He said, "I'm rusting away." You know what I mean? So, I mean, Rigo has been open for a rematch, and everybody wants to see that rematch. But
I would love it.
Donaire has to say yes to it. You can't force Donaire into a rematch.
One more thing. Did I hear someone say that they thought that something about Inoue and PBC, like they're in cahoots together right now?
Inoue, Inoue is with Top
I don't
Rank.
remember that.
But Boxing Chief, got to get to some other people here. We got Marilyn Hawk. Talk to me.
Yo, what's up? What's up, Ness?
What up?
Mario, Sam. Ain't too much. First off, I got to say something to Mario, the Tooth Fairy. Hey, bro. Mario got the goddamn going. First of all, I told Mario a long time ago he don't know shit about boxing. I offer my apologies. He does. He has egg weight form in that right hand. He has egg weight form in that right hand. Egg weight form. Yes, he does. What I was about to say. Oh, I saw Inoue and Nodino Donaire today. They was on Fight Hype. They hugged and everything, took pictures together, and they both said they're gonna give up the rematch. So they both said they want to do the rematch. They was snatching at the belt at each other and everything, playing around. They both said they want to do the rematch though. And shit, what else was y'all talking about? Oh, the Wilder did say that, but he said that about Jermall Charlo because when Wilder was on air doing that interview last week, when he got job cut off, when he started talking about the racism, the system had cut off or whatever, Jermall Charlo was on the thing typing in that race don't matter in boxing. That's what pissed Wilder off, because Jermall Charlo put on there, race don't matter in boxing. At the same time, Wilder was saying race does matter, so that's why Wilder was pissed. But shoot, I don't think Jermall, the one that's fighting this weekend, I don't think he has to knock him out. I think he got to beat the hell out of him. Yeah, Jermall. I think he had to beat. I think he's gonna use that jab, and he's gonna put that boy in his place. But if you go out there and do what everybody tried to get Haney to do, and he make one slip up trying to force a knockout, that's all everybody's gonna remember. If you get tagged or something because he in there trying to press a knockout, they ain't gonna remember how good he boxed. Haney just gave us the example. So I think you need to just focus on just cleaning, doing what you do with that jab, dismount the dude and take dude apart. And if you get him out of there, he get him out of there. But right now, he don't need a loss in his hometown on Juneteenth. So they end up giving the Juneteenth title to a Mexican. I have nothing against Mexicans, love them all. But I'm just saying, the title's supposed to be Juneteenth title. That's why he's supposed to be on there to win. So he got to focus on winning. He should look good, but he's definitely has to win first. Look good, he look good doing it, but he definitely has to win first. But I'm putting my money on the little monster for the win this weekend. Yeah, I would hope he does, but at this rate, where he's going to be at, on the stage he's going to be on, he's going to have to win first. You go out there, I'm telling you, ain't nobody going to remember if he beat the boy up and you step up to him and try to knock him out in like 11th round and get popped and start wobbling. That's all everybody's going to remember is the 11th round. They're not going to say nothing about what he did.
Gotcha.
Yo, so Raw Boxing, we got a cash app from my Jimba that says, Raw Boxing is my enemy for life. Says such lies. And that's obviously about your Rigo analysis. We're going out to Cincinnati. Brandon, talk to us.
Hey, whole nother time zone. Jumped up full back with our mind on. Can't play when you here, get your life stole. If you bring it here, then the price grow. From jabbing and punching the line long. I drop a pigeon, let 9 go. We slap with the thick glass and white though. This only happens in Ohio.
Yo, Nash, what's up? Can you hear me?
Perfect.
Yeah, what's going on, man? Shout out to Mario and the panel.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
But as far as people saying Jermall don't need the knockout, you don't necessarily need the knockout. But when it comes to building momentum for the fight you want, it helps. Like, just imagine if Shakur would have went out there and knocked out his last opponent. The momentum for Valdez fight would have been, through the roof. And he go out there and put up that snoozer. And now people like, who gives a fuck who we fight next? So when it just come to staying on track with what the person you want to fight, which is what Canelo doing, Canelo out here breaking faces, it'll help build the momentum if you get a stoppage to keep that, back and forth going. So it would help if he get a knockout. I'm not really interested in the fight. I'm not really interested in none of the main events, to be honest. They all kind of one-sided affairs. I fuck with the monster, but, he in a one-sided fight too, and the two fights I'm intrigued about the most is the Blue Nose and Dogboe fight. That's pretty intriguing. And then Isaac Cruz Gonzalez and Francisco Vargas. That's intriguing because I've been saying it for a minute, man. They building Isaac Cruz Gonzalez up to be a future tank opponent. They trying to stockpile. They trying to stockpile as many, Mexican fighters they can for Tank. You see the trajectory he on. That's right up that green print. So I got my eye for him. But other than that, I know the conspiracies are saying Tiafimo is faking COVID, but I don't think he's doing that, man. I think the cat really got COVID. Y'all be getting mad at me when I don't believe in these floppy gloves and water conspiracies, but y'all want to make it seem like it's hard to believe that a nigga caught COVID in a pandemic. Y'all motherfuckers crazy. But I'm disappointed because that was low-key the best card of the weekend, even though it was $60.
Definitely.
But from top to bottom,
I don't even think it was low-key. I think it was absolutely no shadow of a doubt it was the better fight.
Yeah,
and I think the only people that's downplaying Kambosos is the people that say that Lopez is ducking Haney, because Kambosos may not be, the monster, but Kambosos is not nobody to just overlook. You know what I mean?
No way.
Especially with the mandatories we've been seeing lately. Look at the mandatories, Szeremeta, all the other cats that's been mandatories. Campos isn't probably the best mandatory that we done seen. Look at the dude who Better Be just fought. That motherfucker was a bum. So yeah, I thought that was a good fight, man. You know, Teofimo was everybody's darling when he beat shit, what's his name? I forgot
Loma.
his name. That Loma, yeah, he was the darling when he beat Loma. He fucked up when he said that shit about Wilder. Then he became public enemy number one. That's when everybody started hating him. That's when he started becoming public enemy number one. You know you can't diss Wilder. Nuts know that personally. That's my call, man. Y'all take it easy.
James Payne. Well, let's try Coach Myers once again. Coach Myers, are you available? If not, we're going to James in Tennessee.
James Payne is my name, partner, how about you? Standing on my property and I'm gonna see about you. If I come out on my porch, I see you chilling in your wheel. Boy, I hope you know somebody better be waiting on the bitch. James Payne, baby, see me pissing on the post. If we're playing basketball, you might see me in the post.
TBV, y'all, we rocking this evening. We back with another one like we never left. I appreciate it. Y'all got me through my day, got me back to the crib, and I'm still rocking out. Shout out to everybody in the community, man. I hope y'all are having a pleasant evening listening to this good boxing talk. We got this what it's all about, right? You know what I'm saying? That anticipation for a bunch of fights on the weekend. You know, it's been kind of slow motion, but we got a lot of things cracking, a lot of movement, a lot of divisions. A lot of competition, man. I like it. I like it. What I think about the fights, man, I hope Charlo can deliver a dominating performance. You know, that's kind of the expectation when you're not familiar with the opponent. Montanel, let's see what his 007 impression like. You know what I'm saying? See if he can pull off some secret agent shit and pull off an upset. I doubt it, but it'd be interesting to see. But I think Charlo would dominate. I don't really got much on the other fights. I'm interested to see what Mikaela's gonna do this time around. I'm actually interested in her fight. See if she can continue on with impressive performances like she do. You know, I agree with the point that was made that sometimes she kind of put herself in unnecessary positions, but man, she got this skill, she got this dog. You know what I'm saying? She in that motherfucker to win, so that's what she do. I'm interested for the fights coming up. Got Tank going into action. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait to see what Tank give us, man. I can't wait to see what he gives us. You know, hopefully it'll be a good show. His last show delivered. It was worth every penny. So I hope Tank keep it rolling. And we got some other big fights on the horizon. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go on here, hang up and listen. But I just want y'all to know once again, I do appreciate y'all. There's a lot of movement going on behind the scenes, people, so y'all stay tuned because shit might get real exciting real soon, and we got a lot of year left. We on the halfway in, so you know, y'all buckle up, man. It's gonna get, we about to take off around them motherfucker. James Payne, lethal out.
All right, we going out to my Jimba. What up?
Yo, get okay.
Chilling.
Alright, so first of all, Raw Boxing, you killing me.
Why, bro? Talk to me.
You're gonna pick against Rigo? That's like picking against the family.
No, bro. Picture what I'm saying. This is because now we see, one thing is when I'm in a panel, when I'm doing a show, remember something. I'm not there to just talk boxing. I'm there to instruct people, you know, based on reality. And the reality is that there is a better chance of Casimiro winning because of his style and because of Rigo's age. Now, if you ask me who's a better fighter, who has more skills, Rigo all the way. But one thing you got to understand something, and I'm going to repeat it again because you probably didn't hear it. You might have all the skills in the world. When you see the openings, the brain tells you to execute. But if the body cannot execute, is worthless. So I'm questioning. I'm not making it a fact that Rigo's not going to be able to handle it. I'm questioning if, due to his age, will he be able to sustain himself, throughout 12 rounds with that relentless pressure. I think Rigo's more skillful than Casimiro. 100%.
Listen, all I gotta say is you went against the family, and it's over. It's over. I feel like you're Fredo, and I'm Michael Corleone, and we're on that boat right now. We're on that boat. You're about to go over. Okay, and Munguia over there is fucking Mo Green, about to get shot in the eye for going against Rigo as well. We don't play that over here. All right, it's Rigo 24/7. Greatest fighter of this generation. That's my stance on it.
I love Rigo. If you go to my channel, I used to.
I know, brother. That's what I'm saying. You broke my heart. You broke my heart, Rob. You broke my heart. But it's all good.
I gotta keep it real, bro. It's like, think about this for a minute. Gamboa is one of my favorite fighters to come out of Cuba. Explosive at 126, dominant at 126, untouchable at 126. The minute he went to 130, didn't my content change on Gamboa? Because I had to keep it real. And what happened? What happened to Gamboa the minute he did exactly what I said he shouldn't do?
But it's different though. It's different. This is somebody that is completely skillful. It's what Floyd said about Roy Jones. That all he has is athleticism, and that's all Gamboa had. This is a different animal. Rigo is, in my opinion, the perfect fighter.
Let me put it to you this way so you can understand. In your opinion, who's more skillful? Listen, skills. Strictly skills. Mayweather or Canelo?
Oh, Mayweather.
If they fought tomorrow 154, who do you think will win?
Prime for prime, I'm still going Floyd, unfortunately.
No, not prime for prime. I'm saying now. Who you think will win?
No, of course. Canelo.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's age. It's the age thing. It's got nothing to do whether I think Rigo is not a better boxer or a better fighter. It's just solely basing it on age.
Ness never went against Wilder. I never expected you to go against Rigo. That's all I gotta say. Yo, love the add off with Raw Boxing. It's just me having fun, man. Great show, guys.
All right, brother. Thank you for calling in. We're gonna go ahead and wrap it up, man. Up. We just got what looks like Kansas City, right? This is Matt Bent.
Matt Bent.
What up?
Nice.
What up?
Chilling.
I'm gonna be quick. Charlo stops Montiel. Lions only. Yeah, Charlo stops him.
Right.
Levels. But Canelo's not going to fight him anyway. But Charlo stops Montiel. Fight of the weekend is going to be Blue Nose and Dogboe.
Mm-hmm.
Real dog fight, fun. I like how Blue Nose box when he boxes, but I think he's going to get caught up in a fight because he always does. And I like how Dogboe looked his last fight under the Headbangers camp. So we will see. That's my call. You guys have a good one.
All right.
You too, brother.
Yo, you see Georgie?
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. The man, the myth.
Yo, first of all, let me say, I don't pay Showtime to see you all there not even putting a goddamn motherfucking effort. If I want to see two motherfuckers just fight, I pick up a fight with somebody in the street. Don't need that shit. You don't love that form I do? Just move along. Gone. Fuck you. Next. What a great show. Thumbs up, donate.
Happening, people. Yo, Mario, congrats, my bro. Big win, dog. Big win.
Gracias, Georgie Porchi. Thank you.
Coming back, bro, from that L. Amazing, brother. Redeem yourself. I'm trying to do the same shit in the calling area, but anyways, let me get my 2 minutes real quick. Yo, Nez, who the fuck fighting up in this bitch? Charlo fighting?
Yeah.
Doggy, let me get this straight. Is it me or this shit is a motherfucking mismatch? These people know. Yo, check this out. These people know that we coming from a fucking pandemic. Everybody close the fuck out. It's summer, G. What these people talking about? I don't even know who the fuck fighting on the undercard. Who's these people?
Isaac is good, man. He's in a good fight with Francisco Vargas. That should be action-packed.
I don't know, baby boy. Let me see if they fucking inflate the numbers like they do or not, but they ain't grabbing me. Watch that shit. I'm gonna catch the replay or some shit. That is not gonna get nobody, bro. These people gotta put. Ain't anybody saying that they don't need knockouts? You're gonna go there to go the distance? I ain't wanna sit down to watch nobody go the fucking distance. They talking about, yo, wake me up when they got some real competition out there. That's my call. Shout out to the UK, the USA, I'm outie.
Shit, who's that? Mario, help a brother out.
I got you. Let's see. Oh, he jumping on at the last minute. That is is that Jimmy Mack? No, that's a new caller.
What is this? Arizona?
It is Minnesota. Oh, I'm sorry. No, that's not a new caller. That is Marlon Sims. Sorry. Sorry.
Man, you hear this shit,
my bad,
Marlon?
dog. My bad. Oh man.
Marlon, you there?
Yo, what's happening? Dang, y'all done deleted me from the call number and everything. Okay.
It's because
I see you, Mark. Look. What it is, Mario coming off a knockout wins, and he like, nigga, what? Okay. All right, I see you. That's how you go. All right. He was like, what? Man, that's somebody in Minnesota. Don't even worry about it. No, man, I was just jumping on. I just got in from South Carolina, man. Me and the family took a vacation, and I was calling because I heard who's that? The other guy that's on the panel today.
Raw Boxing TV.
Raw Boxing TV. All right, man. I like how he put that scenario where he was like, if you look at skill for skill, if you put Mayweather and Canelo in the ring tomorrow, who would win? I loved how he broke that down. Like he said, Rigondeaux got more skill, but it's his age. I just wanted to call in to really like how he put that in perspective.
Appreciate you, man.
And then I also wanted to give Mario his congrats. Yeah, I mean, he went in there, did his thing. I was always, I'm always tuned in, and I was hearing it from earlier how he was like, yeah, man, not knock out his tooth. He don't want to swim with the big sharks and that.
90 seconds.
Hey, man, I'm just like, hey, I was happy for you, brother. I seen it. I seen the post from when you went to go get your victory cookie and everything, brother. I appreciate, man. I just like I like the project. Yeah, I see it all, man. I love it, man. Y'all know I keep telling y'all I love what Border Wars produce because there's a lot of people that talk about it, but a whole lot of people who scared to step in that ring, and they don't have to go through the amateur process. You can join Border Wars and you can get in that ring and swing straight like that. So for everybody who's still thinking about doing it or whatnot, y'all need to just go ahead and sign up. It's a beautiful thing to do. Then you can understand what us fighters go through. When you get in that ring, you can understand why we did this and why somebody could tell you to do that and do this and why you didn't do what you thought you would have did when you was in there. So just keep growing the show, man. I love the way you working. The whole everything, the whole boxing family. Let me know if y'all gonna do that appreciation night, everything that's to come. I'm definitely gonna be showing up for the next whatever event it is.
Oh, for sure, Marlon. We appreciate you so much. I wish you could have made it out to Wisconsin. It was a great event, man. I'm still.
I know. I'm right next to it, but I left the day before we went to South Carolina. Damn. I left the day before Border Wars.
Yeah, man. Next time, though. We want to keep that momentum for sure. But thank you, obviously, for calling in. Let me get to another fighter here, Jordan Carter, man. What's going on?
What up? What up? What up? What's good with y'all? How y'all been?
What's good, man? We good,
Chilling,
man.
chilling.
Working.
Man, this Charlo fight is about to be a whitewash. He's gonna run through this guy. I can't wait for the Pacquiao Spence fight and the Wilder Fury fight. That's what I'm really waiting on. Quick question, Mario, did you win by knockout?
I won by they threw in the towel going into the third.
My man, you must have been watching my IG videos.
I was actually. It's funny because that's not even a joke. I was.
There we go. Dog.
We got a heavyweight for you, man. We got a heavyweight for you, man. Chino Rivera's in the motherfucking building, man. He's officially ranked in Border Wars. He got an IBO medallion, man. Is you ranked?
Hey, well, I got some good news for you. Good news, bad news. Like, you know what I'm saying? I started my own business, so I can come out whenever I want to now.
Uh-oh. But
what's the bad news? The bad news is I'm probably not going pro no more boxing.
Well, that's bad news for you because you the one could have been world champ. You the one could have been world champ. For me, that's great news. Now you get to be my biggest Border Wars fighter.
That's bad news for some Border Wars fighters.
I messed up my elbow. I got tendon damage in my elbow, and I got 3 bone spurs. Yeah, 3 bone spurs.
Yo,
they told me 6 to 8 months.
Keith Thurman had that shit.
Yeah, they told me 6 to 8 months, so I'm gonna give it 6 to 8. If I'm cool enough to hop back in there after that, then we rocking.
Stem cells, bro. Stem cells.
Got you. Yep, got you.
Yeah, I hear that.
But man, y'all take it easy, man. Mario, who on the hit list next?
Oh man, I think I'm gonna have to get me a Canadian prize.
Hey, call him out. Run your mouth.
Hey, I think Canadian Joe thinks that he can stand toe to toe with the biggest left hand, but my man is tripping.
My man's got him throwing in the towel on him. I hear you.
Yo, they threw in the towel. I broke his tooth. He's still waiting to pass that tooth.
Through the mouth guard? Through the mouth guard?
Yeah. Yep.
I man, you've been
in half.
You've been on that Canelo diet, huh?
That Mexican beef.
My man cracking. All right, man. Y'all take it easy, bro.
All right, that is officially everyone. And we got a super chat from Supermax who says, I'm legit excited to see Oscar De La Hoya return. Despite what he's become growing up, he was the man and is the reason I'm a fan. My mom always had his fights.
I know we doing the morning show on that because we didn't even touch on it. So
I guess it's like nostalgic to certain people.
It's Vitor Belfort, one of the most dangerous strikers ever in the history of MMA, is gonna fight Oscar De La Hoya in a boxing match. This is like you know what this is like? This is like if you made a UFC and Fight Night game together and you just got to start picking people. You know, you'd be picking Chavez Jr. versus Silva. You'd be picking De La Hoya versus Belfort.
It's crazy what's going on right now, to be honest with you.
Crazy. Yeah.
Well, gentlemen, social media, where can they find you?
Go ahead.
Yeah, Raw Boxing TV, all one word, in YouTube, Instagram, Raw Boxing TV, Twitter, Raw Boxing TV. Just check me out if you want. If you don't, that's also cool. I appreciate the opportunity to be here again today. So we good, man.
Yo, we appreciate you being here. You added a lot to the convo. I'm just so glad somebody was here to talk about
the 118s.
Casemiro and Ioka and, somebody to have a conversation with. Where you been for the last 8 years?
Yo, when he brought up his interview with Salas and somebody, I just checked out. I started going through emails and fucking text messages.
As soon as he started talking about it.
I did have this warm feeling like, oh, I'm happy for Mario. He's got himself a little friend that can fucking talk to little guys.
You're a real friend, man. He started mowing his lawn and
the little
spring
guys,
cleaning
man.
in a whole season early. Yeah, man. Listen, at Mario Munguia on Twitter, at Mario Munguia on Instagram. If you haven't checked it out, it is available on the BPE network. Go and get them numbers up. Me and Show Kid put on a show, but I took his tooth. And that thing one made out of gold. You heard? I'm going to take his whole jaw next time. Peace.
Peace. Did you give out your YouTube channel, champ? Raw boxing?
Yeah, I said Raw. I said Raw Boxing TV all together. One word, all Raw Boxing TV, RAW. A lot of people think it's Rob, ROB. No, it's Raw, RAW Boxing TV.
There you go. Catch us on the next one. Arrivederci.
All right.